You win.
Who are you guys?
Who are you, dude?
You're metal, dude.
Dudes.
Deliberating. Delivering. Delivering
Dogfish.
deliberating.
Dogfish. I'm the dude.
One minute, dude.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
You're a lying dogfish pony soldier. You said you were, but now you gotta be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you.
3, 2, 1, fight!
Who are you guys?
Who are you, dude?
There we are.
Here we
What's
are,
up,
dudes.
fellas? You went a little bit crazy with the bag balm tonight there, Marcus.
Right. Got that golden hour Vaseline on the lens.
Yeah, we'll see if we can correct this in real time at some point. I saw that in a museum. It's a real museum piece. It was alongside a copy of a Nintendo Entertainment System and a copy of Super Mario Brothers 3. So yes,
It's kind of a weird thing to have in a museum when it's something that's still actively used. As a matter of fact, watch out, you did.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact,
The bag balm or the Nintendo? Oh, okay. Yeah.
$15.99 at the feed store.
And it's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same thing.
I probably have 3 cans of it around the house or around the farm
Rainforest.
somewhere.
It is real. Let's figure this out here.
It is magical. There is something magic about bag balm. It really is. From a farm perspective, like you get something caught in your skin and get a little infection or whatever, you smear that on there and cover it up, and it just sucks it right out. I literally had glass pounded into my foot, and it pulled the glass right out. My ex-wife, she actually got mastitis, and she was so mad because she was from the city, and apparently I got that whole Green Acres thing going on. Apparently, cutest, and we told her put bag balm on there, and she chewed us out for being some backwoods ass hillbillies and whatnot. But it ended up hurting so bad that she put it on there, and you betcha fixed her right up overnight. Just bam, like it's a hell of a good product.
The original recipe. It may have been in Ladies' Home Journal or Vogue or Cosmo. I don't know what magazines, but all my aunts, they all had it. They swore by it. They didn't really cuss a lot, but they swore by that product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's honestly one of the reasons you don't ever hear me really ragging on. What's up, Tony Coriolis? What's up, Hinterlanders? It's one of the reasons you don't hear me completely ragging on. I'm not a big pharma person, but you know, when everybody starts going on about petroleum based things, bag balm is, and I've used bag balm since I was a kid, and it's highly effective when there's a real problem. I don't use that. I've never used that, but I don't deal with timid grapplers. I fortunately am a heathen.
Yeah.
And we did not have timid grapplers lurking.
So I was the opposite of timid. I think that would be brave and courageous. And I went into a sacred Orthodox space on Twitter.
Yes, you did. So while Mr. Chase Haggard and Jim Bob are dragging feet severely on a setting up a debate, Marcus decided he will go in and do some provoking and get himself into a little hoo-ha with Chase Haggard, and Marcus being definitely much more well-versed in the Christian aspects of things.
Mm-hmm.
Chase Haggard is trying to, the Orthodox Church is all about proving its superiority to every other church. It's really very funny because they're the ones that are the biggest Christian nationalists, and they're the smallest represented church in the United States. Well, outside of like weird ones like Baha'i or something like that, they're of the main branches. They're the smallest. Like they rag about how Protestants are fake Christians and all this.
Sure.
Well, if we went to Christian nationalism and then with Christian populism, they by far outweigh the Catholics and the Orthodox, but the Catholics would come in second. The Orthodox, nobody would even give a shit about that tiny little group.
So Chase Haggard, August 14th, last Thursday, posts a message saying, have Calvinists totally given up on trying to justify a single claim? It seems they don't even try anymore and just hope other people believe they are the special, capital E, elect. They believe they're the special elect without any justification. So I copied that, replaced Calvin with Orthodox, and wrote back to him, have Orthodox totally given up on trying to justify a single claim? It seems they don't even try anymore and just hope other people believe they are the special elect without any justification. I added, when challenged and invited to a friendly good faith debate, they don't participate. So then he says, copy pastas don't work in this thread. I said, let's talk about it sometime. He said, sweet, I can make a Twitter space right now. I went out and came back half hour later. I said, okay, let's do it. 10 minutes later, he started it. And I jumped in and I met a Father Ananias, Father A. I just called him Father Anus or Father Anus because he was very specific about facts and getting them correct. And letting him speak a little bit, I learned quite a bit. They were very disappointed to find out that I was not representing Calvinism. So it didn't really turn into a large debate. And you were able to hear part of that. I don't think the recording is still publicly available. I have the transcript.
No, he took it down, which for the limited engagement that the deliberating dog-faced dudes has had with the ortho-bro community, funny enough, they've actually taken down every single one of those interactions.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Andrew took down the two conversations where I popped in a bunch of months ago.
Yeah.
And he's kept up almost all of the rest of them.
Yeah. And Easy and his little Ortho Junior crew, when I went one-on-one against Easy, and then he brought in all the other little orbiter guys to join in, and I smashed that whole crew. He took and put that fucker on private. It's not even on membership only. He put that shit on private. It's completely down. And Chase Haggard took down the his little interaction with Marcus.
I do have the full transcript.
I wasn't
of that
even picking on
interaction.
Andrew. I wasn't. I was just like trying to ask, you know, relevant questions, and he was getting tripped up on that.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. So in the conversation, I was just having a conversation, learning about the catechism and how to move out of Protestantism and Calvinism to become the elect, the elite in their eyes. So this idea of the elect is such that before birth, I guess God ensouls a man and then grants the soul and grants the salvation to the child, and then is birthed by the mother. So some babies are born already saved, already in the good graces, already a Christian, already the elect, and then some babies aren't. So those babies not as important as the elect, or something to that effect. But then the argument is that the Orthodox faith, those families, they have their elect, and they are more elect than the Calvinist elect. So the Orthodox bros were arguing that Calvinists and their elect are less elect than Calvin elect.
Well, the funny thing about the entire premise of it is they say that they're the chosen church, basically, because of an unbroken apostolic succession. And so basically what they're claiming is the apostles have handed down the information in an unbroken chain through them. The whole thing is every time there's been a schism of some sort, that other church can make that exact same claim. When they split with the Catholic Church, they were also the original church and are still the original church. You're now just making claim of superiority, but at one point in time, the two of you were one church. You're not older. You don't have access to more things. People in this one church had disagreements about how things work. The original disagreement being that whether Christ was actually part of God or not. And so that was the entire first schism. And there was a whole church that broke off from that, but that was still the original Christian church. So they're still part of that original. You don't get to claim like you were something and then they joined up hundreds of years later. They schismed off from one church. And so it's the weirdest fucking argument to make.
Yeah, and I was kind of tripped up, and I didn't know if I was being trolled or not. I could not really read their tone. The situation was I was showing up just...
Admittedly, everybody can't tell whether they're being trolled or not when you're talking, Marcus.
Again.
So, I mean, you got to be fair about that. Like, the way you go about things, people are just like, are you fucking with me? Even I get that. There's times that you are saying shit, and I'm like, is he fucking with me?
I just assume you're trolling. I do. I don't. I just assume that every sentence uttered is Marcus taking the piss, and then it doesn't hurt as bad. I feel a little bit less of a dumbass at the end of it. I'm like, oh no, he's just joking. I'm not really that stupid, and then I just go off in my own little stupid world, and I'm fine. I'm fine. Dick. I'm fine.
Well, this is the only way to do it, because all of this is absolutely ridiculous. So again, tone deaf or like tone policing. It's like I'm in this chat room and this Father Ananias, A-N-A-N-I-S,
Father Anal Lubis,
Father and Anus and Anus, yes, was the one that was authorized to speak on behalf of the orthodoxy. So Chase was apologizing incessantly to Father Anus for interrupting or getting too excited in the situation. But I was confused because when I first heard the word Ananias, I was associated with his wife, Sapphira, in the book of Acts, chapter 5, where Ananias and Sapphira were excited to join the early church community. And their issue was that to become a member of this community, other members of the community were selling their land and their ownership of all their possessions to go and join this church. So then they're bringing in their wealth and then giving the wealth
to join an
to
Orthodox church.
After Jesus died, the apostles continued the church. So the apostles were doing this fundraising campaign where new converts were encouraged to sell all of their property and belongings to then put it into the church pool so that the church could grow financially.
The original GoFundMe.
Yes. So Ananias and Sapphira, Ananias, his name means the Lord is gracious. And Sapphira, it means beautiful or sapphire, a jewel. She's precious. These two, they sold their property and then they donated part of it to the church. They didn't donate all of it to the church. And as the story goes, they lied to the Holy Spirit because they said that they were giving everything they had to the church, but they kept some for themselves. And then this man, Ananias, drops dead, like immediately in the story. And then we're told that he died because he blasphemed the Holy Spirit and he lied to the Holy Spirit, which is the
you
one
have to
most
Bitcoin and imperialism. Because I'm just saying we can skip the auction for the 2 Bitcoins.
No, I don't know why, but for some reason, Anna has really been on this I want to buy human beings kick. And I don't know if it's because as a woman she gets shut out of fantasy football and therefore can't participate in the virtual slave trade. I don't know if that's it, but the last several weeks she's really been aggressive in the I want to buy other human beings thing. It's odd to me. It's odd. I thought
Well,
we were
I do
past
understand that Marcus is. You shut up, Marcus.
Uh-huh.
Nobody's buying you for your talking. We do understand you're a hot piece of beef. Marcus here is a hot piece of beefcake. We get that. And that is prime. That's like Wagyu beef. That is like they got that cow drunk every day and gave it massages and stuff. That's prime. And so we understand. It's you know, Steve's just being racist right now. I don't know what his deal is. We get hot beefcakes. Jerry's new passer. I don't know what his deal is. Like, we haven't all wanted to own somebody. I mean, you know, it's all right. It's all right. Succumb to your baser urges. Join the dark side.
If we were really diabolical about this, we would gather up all of the young men and men in their prime who have abstained from sins of the flesh, and then start like an actual auction house where you have to have at least a half a Bitcoin to join the site. Not before you even place a single bid. Half a Bitcoin entry just to see the menu. And then from there,
you know where we go to get the pool of these people?
The Orthodox Church.
The Ortho Bros. Yeah.
We tie it all together, you guys. We tie it all together.
Yeah, this is how we determine the true value of the highest value man, the high value male. Indeed. I did look at some Orthodox churches in the Minneapolis area. They were all closed, and I didn't know the secret door knock pattern.
It's shaving a haircut, Marcus. It's always shaving a haircut.
Okay.
Actually, there's quite a few of them where I live. Northern California got mostly, at one point in time, California, period, there was a kind of a little war between Spanish missionaries and Russian missionaries, and who was going to control California. And the way it panned out was mostly the Spanish missionaries got Southern California and the Russian missionaries got Northern California. So I think Eureka, despite being a super liberal city, it's like they pride themselves in being like a little mini San Francisco, and our county suffers horribly because of it. They have, I think, 3 Orthodox churches. 3,
and one of them is many hundreds of years old.
Yeah, and large.
Yeah, right downtown.
Yeah.
It's a cool looking building.
One day we were at Winco, which is right by there, and they had some lady that sounded like Yoko Ono out singing, and we weren't sure what the fuck was going on. It was like a Russian Spanish Yoko Ono cross. We're like, that is what the fuck?
Russia had the first white settlement in California in like the 1000s or 1100s or something like that. Way before there was ever a Mayflower.
So what's the history of
it's
the
right
Russians?
Up there. First Fort is right up the road from me in Sonoma County. I've been there.
Have you been to Alaska?
Even today, Southern California has Spanish or Mexican, Spanish type illegal immigrants. Northern California, it's mostly Eastern Bloc Russians. The Bulgarians shit run entire massive areas around here.
Yeah.
Was there an Alaskan summit with Trump and Putin recently?
There in fact was. They rekindled their bromance on the rugged shores of the Alaskan coast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they eat salmon together? What was on the menu? I'd like to know.
Moose burger
Okay.
and the traditional Alaskan side dish, 17 gallons of beer.
Did Sarah Palin host this at her home?
That's fucking great. True. Also, and if you're gonna call it Bulgarian bud, you got to be real about it and call it Bulgy Bud, because that's what everybody calls them around here. It's from the Bulgies.
Right?
Yeah, I don't answer email during the show. I should make that clear. And I don't answer every email, but I do try to read them if they're written in languages I can understand. So are we talking about bulge area?
No, Bulgarians around here, they call them Bulgies.
The bulge area?
The bulge, yeah. that reminds me of the Doug Stanhope bit on nationalism from like 20 some years ago when he was a little fresh faced day drunk Doug Stanhope. Where he was, basically he was like, dude, nationalism is fucking retarded, and at no point in fucking history has anybody gotten up off of a bar stool like Kansas City going, I'm gonna go find me a Norwegian. We're going to go beat the fuck out of some Ouija's tonight. Go find us some Ouija's.
That's just not necessarily true, though. Maybe not in Kansas, but I mean, you've got to come from a super white area, which means that it's got to be rural, in order to really understand that, which I know Steve has lived in a rural areas and is from that. Those bigger city guys don't get that we do make fun of each other and fight with each other, because as soon as you take out other races, then we start, like anything else in the world, when you isolate something down, then you start noticing larger differences in those things that you would have said were all the same. Once you isolate them down, you're like, oh, well, no, they're not exactly the same. And this happens with white people. Like I talk about where I'm from, because everything's super German where I'm from. Germans don't respect Polish. And even now there's the whole thing with everything with Poland. Poland was the ones that protected the small hats the most and interchanged with them and whatnot. So Germans.
That's why I wear a large hat.
So if you tell an Oli and Lena joke, Oli and Lena are from Poland. They're Polacks, and you fight with other people like that. But if you're Swedish or Danish, they're Swedes. And like we'll make fun of the people because like the Swedes are the ones that hang their fucking quilts on the side of their barns. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Why would you do that? Like, you start noticing those micro differences. And like Marcus is from the stinky. That's why I make fun of the stinky fish people. I'm not one of the stinky fish people. I'm from the like Coogan people. Like Marcus can eat all the stinky fish he wants. I'm not one of them.
I went to a corn festival, the Cokato Corn Carnival, last Thursday. That's where I found the ancient bag balm in the museum next to the Nintendo Entertainment System and the copy of Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario Brothers 3. And in that museum, they have a map of the settlement of the area, and they're very specific about the nationalities arriving to the area, the ethnic settlement areas, including the Belgian, the French, and the Canadian, the German, the Irish, the Swedish, the Finnish, and the Norwegian. Finnish and Norwegian in 1865.
Think about that. Everybody hates the English and the French. Like, nobody likes them fuckers.
For the other guys here in the map,
you got to admit that, Steve.
Swedish,
nobody likes the English or the French. They're like the punching bag of the white fucking people. Like, fuck the English.
They each found their own area and stayed pretty much off of other people's properties. So it's all the Swedish, all the Norwegian, the Finnish, the Irish, German. They all spoke different languages. They continued to speak their languages, and they settled in those areas until over time they needed to figure out schooling systems. And then when English needed to be the language that they would be educated in, that's when things got a little bit contentious amongst the different families and tribes and groups.
Yeah, and then you see all the like religious, heavy religious people broke off. So you get like the Amish, the Mennonites, the Hutterites, and all of those are from depending on which country they were from, and they still all speak the original languages. Whether it's like High German, I get along with them because I can speak some German, or Pennsylvania Dutch, shit like that. Those people, they didn't give up on their thing. They're like, no, we're still speaking our language.
I do have the graphic if I want to put that up. Let me see if I can save that for you. Museums are great resources to visit, but that's not all I did. I did a lot of hiking.
And like the one thing you can say about the nationalism thing, which to me, that's a natural thing. I'm not saying it's a higher minded thing. I'm saying it's natural. Like when we were kids, like I'm from such a rural area. Like the school I went to in high school was Groton, and everybody in Groton knew all the Webster dudes were dickheads, and all the Webster chicks were the hottest and sluttiest. So you definitely wanted to beat up a Webster dude and bang some Webster chicks. The two things always went together. Like the dude, whatever dudes you hated, you also definitely wanted to bang their girls.
Yeah. The other school always had like slightly hotter cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
You were
they
easy
put
as
out.
long as you weren't from their school.
Yeah.
No. When I was growing up, we had 3 high schools in our town, and then another one like basically right next door. And yeah, it constantly that shit. There were parts of town that you went to solely to fight because that's what you were going to do, and you knew that that's what was going to happen if you were there. You knew that if you went to a particular park or like a section of the mall after a certain time, and like, yeah, it was just that's all it was going to be was
You
combat
betcha.
sports and fucking, booty grabbing.
Oh,
Gonna
dude,
rumble.
you'd come rolling up into that area. You definitely shouldn't have been in, fucking chest out, hooting and hollering, just cocky as fuck, looking
At
like
least
a
10 or
dumb
12
rooster
deep.
with a freaking thumb up your ass, just walking just.
Yeah. Conor McGregor in around the parking lot.
Yeah. And that's
Can I
how
go
you
to
get
the
a hand
subway
that
guy?
slopes off like this.
Yep. And that's how kids get boxers fractures. Yep. Yeah.
If you want to be at 50 and when it's cold out, your hand not work, keep doing that, kids.
So this guy was standing outside of a Subway restaurant in the DC, the District
Oh,
of
the
Columbia.
dick and down happened also. That's how I ended up. That's how come I got 7 kids. That definitely went down also. Also, not a great thing to do.
Right. 3 more and he could have avoided child support. No.
This Department of Justice guy, DOJ guy, in the pink shirt here, holding a Subway sandwich as he's preparing to throw it like a football.
Well, a football if your name is Lamar and you're on Revenge of the Nerds. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I do have the video. I don't know if we need to bring it up. It's pretty disappointing, pretty embarrassing, really. But to describe this man as 37 years old and throwing a Subway
my
sandwich.
baby went crazy with that.
I see that. Yes, people are inspired.
No, I said walking like, not behaving like, Dingo. They're the 2 very different things. I almost put a caveat for the really fucking slow people who didn't understand that was obviously a joke, even though it involved Conor McGregor. I almost did go, now, if you're slow, or you're just here to be like, but you didn't do the. I almost said, and by that I mean walk with your arms like this, not violently rape anyone or punch a 70-year-old man. But I figured that would be implied. I figured that this audience was savvy enough. Thank you, Dingo, for proving me wrong.
Yeah,
is that down on the Marmot calendar? And Steve was wrong on the 19th of August.
Is that Cervix server? Is that a Linux server? Is that open source software? I don't know what that is.
We love Dingo around here. We do.
Okay.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Nerd
Dingo's
talk.
great.
Okay. So GNU plus Linux is a Cervix server for fingernail chewing Jews who like Vim and Emacs. We could have that conversation too.
No, just humans are like dogs. If you spent a lot of time around dogs, you can even tell when the dog's walking and it gets around another dog. All of a sudden, it kind of has like a stiff-legged walk and starts kind of moving a little weird. Kids, what's up, James? Starts moving a little weird. You're like, oh, that fucker's looking for a fight. Damn it. And you were doing that, and if you were trolling around in the wrong area of town, that is exactly how you were walking. You weren't being slinky about it. You were walking in and pissing on their trees and sniffing their sniffs and doing your best to get into that brawl.
Wearing tennis shoes, walking off a pickleball court, going to Subway for a sandwich, and then not eating it and throwing it at a law enforcement agent.
Fresh, bitches! Wow! That's what he did, right? He yelled out "eat fresh" right when he was
Dyer.
It
you know,
could be a Miami Vice.
Dyer was questioned, but ultimately not arrested following this incident. Yeah. We did look into subways, and there are kosher subways. I found they're in Cleveland, I think, in the Ohio area. Well, I mean, all subways are kosher subways because it's nowhere near ham. It's mostly sawdust and freaking soy product. It's not actual meat. All subways technically are kosher.
Sure. We were also looking at red heifers that were sacrificed this week, crushed and turned into a very fine powder.
Though, before we move away from this too far, Subway is an organization famous for having a pedophile as their spokesperson, right? This dude gets arrested and is going to be prosecuted with felony charges against violence against law enforcement officers for limp-wristedly hucking a Sammy at him. Meanwhile, in Nevada,
really seems like a
if you're the head of the Israeli cyber division, you can solicit sex from a 15-year-old, get arrested, and then be back home in Israel within 16 hours while your government denies that you were ever part of an underage child sex trafficking sting operation. So throw a sandwich at a cop, you could get, 2 to 10. Try to rape a 15-year-old girl, you get a free plane ticket home to Israel as long as you're part of the team there.
Any respect for pescatarians tonight?
I mean, I had an awesome piece of like actual non-farmed king salmon last night.
You missed all the good stuff.
It was delicious.
We know that you're talking about yourself. You're a fucking pescatarian. That's why I can tell, because you're in that Christian group with the fish eaters.
Indeed, I think that's probably my religion is pescatarianism. Do like the fish. Meat without feet.
You can tell my people are not Christians, because we've just been like, why are you giving us fish? You can reach into a magic basket and pull food out, and you choose fish? What kind of a hippie cunt are you? Weirdo.
Are you the kind that, has that Mediterranean life?
Sure.
Yeah.
I do have to issue a warning, though, to those who buy their seafood from Walmart.
They don't eat the cows. They just cut them, burn them.
Mm-hmm.
They wash their face in it and rub their hair in it, too, and in the pee.
Did you
What's up, guys?
read this FDA news release here, this press release? Advising the public not to eat, sell, or serve certain imported frozen shrimp from an Indonesian firm due to radiation.
Striped bass is really good too, Dingo. The only time I actually like really went to, well, twice when I was in Vegas, I went to like a fancy schmancy restaurant for dinner, and at one time I ordered Chilean sea bass, and it was very fucking tasty.
The only fish that is even remotely acceptable to eat as far as taste goes, I don't eat any animals at this point, is walleye. I don't know why y'all are lying like you are, but walleye, fresh walleye from a clean lake is the only acceptable fish to eat.
Saying
Maybe
the
some
word
northern
only
lights
just
are
shows
fish.
how much of a limited rube you are, Ben. It's okay though. It's okay. It's all right. No, that's an egregious overstatement though.
Steve will
Whatever.
put nastier things in his mouth than I will. This has already been proven.
If you grab a sun perch right out of the ocean, fillet it, and then cut it up and throw it onto the freaking stone bowl where the rest of the ingredients for sun cooked ceviche are, and sprinkle a little bit of lime on that shit, let the lime juice in the sun cook it a little bit. That is the fucking best way to eat ceviche ever, is just pull it right out of the ocean, freaking cut it up, throw it in.
Where from South Dakota was I going to have access to?
That's what I'm saying. You're a limited rube, so I get it. I understand. It's just an egregious overstatement. That's all.
So a gringo
Rock
fish
cod,
taco is
motherfucking rock cod and ling cod that you yank out of the freaking just right off the pier in Santa Cruz. And you can be eating it a couple hours later. Oh, dude, amazing.
yeah, that's great. I'm a gringo, so I'm gonna eat a tuna melt.
Fuck them sea roaches, dude. I don't give a fuck about shrimp. I don't give a fuck about lobster. Fuck it. No, man. I'll pass on this. I mean, I will fight. Back in the day, I would fuck up some mud bugs, but it's been dead. You know,
Radioactive
I will put some
shrimp.
crazy shit into my
Dude,
body. As far as that goes.
My ex-wife's dad was a coon ass, and I went to a crawfish feed, and I am not impressed. They call it mud bug because it tastes like fucking mud. If I wanted to suck up the bottom of the fucking river, I just like suck up the bottom of a river. What the fuck is wrong with people?
It's shrimp and crawfish on the boil. It's mostly about seeing who they can get to fucking buckle with the spices.
Right.
And I gotta tell you, man,
to overcome the horrifying flavor.
It's a shit test. The boil is a shit test. That's all it is.
Yeah, not impressed. That was
it's a way to
bottom feeder, gross ass shit.
Sure. So my public service announcement is to anyone who has recently purchased raw frozen shrimp from Walmart that matches this description. Preserve it. Do not eat it. It is a relic. Save it forever. It contains cesium-137 and is radioactive.
So just understand, Marcus will put basically any fishy thing in his mouth. I want that understood on his auction price. This is part of why it's 2 Bitcoins, because
we'll present that as not a picky eater, but does prefer.
That's what we were going to present
food.
That as.
Mm-hmm. No, it's the high value male, as opposed to the great value Walmart brand shrimp that is radiated.
But he would still eat if it wasn't radioactive.
And people do tell me that there's
like it's not the
other
flavor
metals in the fish.
You.
Now, what are the other metals in the fish that people warn me about all the time? Metals, aluminum,
mercury. Is mercury supposed to be a real problem at this point too?
Could be. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because over on the Pacific coast here, there's a bunch of times they tell you not to eat any of the fish caught over here. I think it's because of mercury and radioactive poisoning.
Trace amounts.
This is why we do permaculture, people. Grow our own food, have our own animals, and then you don't have to worry about some dickhead taking your food and trying to maximize, because those companies aren't these large. No large company is about trying to produce an excellent product. They're about trying to make lots of money, so that whatever they can do to maximize the money is what they're going to do.
I see what's going on in chat. The fish stick is a phallic form, whereas the fish taco is a yoni form, and people are making these great jokes in chat. I think I'm caught up now.
Okay.
This is fantastic advice, though, from Sarah G.
Yeah.
Don't put
I think,
Walmart.
I think
food in
she's
your
a
mouth
real
yet.
chef. Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good advice.
Yeah, no, that's if you're getting it. See, there's also a store around here called Winco that I won't normally get much at, and it's because every bit of food, while cheap, comes with a side of desperation and death attached to it, and you know that as soon as you walk into Walmart or Winco, just by the sheer aura of the building, you're like, oh, I don't think I should eat food from here. Hey.
And that's kind of all of the Subway sandwich franchises in a nutshell. Just kind of peanut allergy there. Just avoid it. Assume it's got gluten and all the mercury in it. Don't go to Subway. It's never
Yeah, well, there's just no food in any of the fast food. I mean, that's part of how they can ship. People don't realize natural good food deteriorates super fast. And so it's hard to ship that around. And when we started, this is part of why back in the days, they had whole wars for spices, because basically your whole diet was what was grown naturally in your region. And we don't like that as a society. We like eating oranges in the middle of winter. Well, oranges don't fucking grow in North America in the middle of the winter, and they don't store worth a shit. And so they do things like dehydrate down the orange juice, which takes out all the structured water that naturally went with it, and make it down into a concentrate, and then try and make that shelf stable, so that way they can go and give you orange juice in the middle of the freaking winter.
kosher orange juice. This is from 2006, getting into the Subway history here, the franchise and the rise to fame, with Jared, wearing what looks like a mask on the top of his head. I don't know what that is about. Very health conscious fellow here, who in his college years, I think, I don't know what his maximum weight was, but his famous for holding those really large jeans with a very large waistline, and then by eating turkey veggie sandwiches each day, he lost over 200, 300 pounds, maybe. I don't know what the exact claim is. The numbers often shift up or down depending on who's telling the story. So he's opened a kosher Subway in Ohio somewhere.
Ryan's saying that he's getting out of jail soon. This article was from 2006, because at first Marcus was asking if this was a joke, but in 2006, I think he was at the height of his fame. And so, yeah, I think this probably was real.
245 pounds. Yeah, I just interested in kind of his history and his personal history. So being of a Jewish guy, and he likes to eat Subway sandwiches, 2 a day. He says his low-fat diet had no breakfast. He ate 2 Subway sandwiches a day and a diet water or soda. Adding exercise, I guess, helped him lose 245 pounds. So that was before the $5 foot-long commercials were advertising all the bacon and all the cheese and all the garbage you could throw in a Subway sandwich. He was eating their lettuce and turkey sandwiches on, I don't know, flatbread. I don't know if they had special bread in the kosher Subways at the college campus that he helped find. The yoga mat bread at Subway for the flat bread, certainly. I don't know what that specific ingredient is. It stretches it out. It sort of rubberizes the bread. It does.
Well, it's the gluten that really makes it. That's part of why, if you ever look into, because like we get natural wheat berries and grind them, and one of the big changes that they put into wheat was they wanted more gluten heavy wheat, because the gluten's what makes it so it can stretch and hold shape and do things with. So the heavier the gluten, the easier it is. So if you get more of a ancient grain wheat, more of a natural wheat, then that doesn't have that. It's harder to work with. There's no doubt. So if you're trying to get real fancy, it's not going to get as fancy for you, but it also isn't going to make you as sick.
I don't know to what degree Jared Fogle experienced illness, or just a quick rise to fame maybe went to his head a little bit too quickly. So there's a lot of publicity around this time. Here's another story where
just quickly, around that time, 2001, 2002, I had my buddy's girlfriend, whose name, I'm gonna put her full name out there. I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna, because it's so funny. But she was from the Bahamas, and she was South African. Her parents were South African and German, who moved from South Africa to the Bahamas. And her last name was Dievich, which spelled out is die bitch. Okay. Her first name was Issa the bitch. Yeah, you are. That was.
Is that a Bond girl name?
I could have been.
Or Austin Powers sort of name here.
Right.
I would agree with California contrarian on this, that it's glyphosate poisoning 100%. Also, though, I do think that unnatural amount of gluten, somebody that's super sensitive to it, it will cause them issues. And then when you look at milk intolerance, it's mostly the A1 protein that people are intolerant to. They can drink A2 milk just fine.
But hang on real quick. Just that story was because she was, for health reasons, she was allergic to all kinds of shit. And one of the things that she was allergic to was soy and soy lectin. And she was just, I mean, she must have got all of the first vaccines that, free all at once. And just, there were dozens of you couldn't fucking take this girl anywhere, dude. And one of the places that she had found that was like passable was she could get the bread from this is before the whole gluten thing too. Bread from Subway and like a series of ingredients. And one day she went in for a chicken sandwich and went to the hospital because the chicken was over 60% soy.
Holy shit.
And it wasn't labeled anywhere. And so she got a little chunk of change. And then all of a sudden, and they dragged the suit out, an extended period of time. She wound up getting like fuck all for it. Probably didn't even cover her hospital bills, because in the in-between time is when the scandal about Jared started to come out. And so their legal team was, pushing everything else as far down the road as they possibly could, because they were dealing with that. And by the time they got around to her, it was, like basically like, oh, well, here's fucking $3,000. Shut up. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Sorry, we almost killed you.
Wow.
That's horrible.
The brand has been devalued since you launched your suit, so this is really the best that we can do.
Oh, man. How's Quiznos doing?
I don't know.
They had the little moon babies.
Fire, you want to come up and play?
What's the other sandwich place? Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There was a
I'll just,
great place in Bloomington, Indiana. I don't know if it's still there or not. It was called Dagwood's. And it was a sub shop. It was after the fucking cartoon character with Blondie and Dagwood, and he was always making like 15 feet high sandwiches and shit.
Herbert and Gerbert's.
Oh yeah,
Potbelly.
Blimpies, right? Blimpies.
Blimpies,
That's
yeah.
it, yeah.
Well, did Blimpies go into gas stations? I think Subway was also in gas stations as well.
Mm-hmm.
So at one point, the
Yeah,
Subway
next week we're on
franchise.
this time again. We'll just book you for next week. So next week we'll have Chris Miner on.
Okay,
Confirmed. Okay.
sounds good.
Put that on the calendar there. So at some time, Subway franchises were said to have the most locations in gas stations, airports, Targets, Walmarts, wherever they were. They had their little sandwich corner, and they were doing really well. I don't know why they decided to choose Jared Fogle to be in commercials about 2005, 6, 7
Well, they were
time.
trying to promote themselves as the healthy fast food. And
Yeah.
look, that's proof. We got this guy that went from a horrifyingly obese man to a not horrifyingly obese man. And it's all because of eating Subway.
Sure. So the next slide share here is his giving to the Salvation Army. So he donated all of his fat clothes to the Salvation Army at some point. He was making the circuits. He was going the rounds. He was on all the talk shows. Was he trained in public relations and communications? I don't know.
He had to have been.
I mean,
Don't
he
know.
is a small hat. I'm just saying that's kind of their thing.
Sure. And that's where I was looking to find out if this was a real thing, like early history sort of thing with the parents. Because he's out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and in the Ohio area. He was featured in, let's see, when Jared Fogle, he's known as a Subway guy, achieved a significant weight loss, calling it the Subway diet. It caught the attention of Men's Health. Great magazine for health, I suppose. Jared was featured in the magazine article Stupid Diets at Work in 1999. By January 2000, he was a household name. TMZ caught up with him in, I think, 2014, maybe. I'm trying to put this timeline together. It gets complicated. He had a lot of clothes. He was a shopper. He liked a lot of clothes. And over his weight loss journey, noted as donating 60 bags of clothes to the Salvation Army. So in honor of that, his old pair of 62-inch pants, his Tour de Pants,
Holy shit.
were hung in the Subway restaurant. That video is not available. I don't know if there's a picture of it.
Who of me would still need a belt
Yes.
and suspenders?
Mm-hmm. So this was an organizing LA blog post. Someone kind of got on the story. You know, the video is no longer there, but there was a story of Jared donating to the Salvation Army, and then
Did he
people were writing
donate them as a
articles.
kite?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you can make some jean jackets out of that. Do a lot with that denim.
I don't like that he tied that this whole story gets tied into the Salvation Army, you know, and I know that they've taken some hits in other places too, but where I'm from, the Salvation Army is really helpful for poorer people, and they really are. Like the one where I'm from, if you're poor, you can go in and get free vouchers for clothes and shoes and all kinds of things. And every day they have, in the morning, they have a bread giveaway, and like they have a thing with like all the different bakeries in town, and they bring their day old bread to the Salvation Army. And yeah, it's day old bread, but it's free. And if you don't have anything else to eat, day old bread's pretty damn good. You know, and then they serve a lunch and everything else, and it's always free. So I mean, that organization, at least in the small town where I'm from, is actually a really good organization. And I'm even saying that about a Christian organization, because they had their own church there and everything. They were just really helpful to the people that were needing help. That's all I'm saying. And I hate to see them get caught up in this kind of bullshit.
Right. So it was just his choice to donate these things, and then because of his publicity, everything he did, every decision he made was publicized, and everyone was talking about it, which will then lead into him forming a charitable organization and making.
I would say around then is when the obesity epidemic was really becoming a thing, because if you look at like photos from the 90s and whatnot, like I remember John Candy most of my life. He was like the fat guy. And you go back and you look at John Candy, at the very end, he's pretty fat. Pink hand wave. He's pretty fat. But honestly, through most of it, he's not fat. He's not really fat. Like, he's not even an average American weight currently. He's not even a fat guy. You're like, wow. You go back and you look at guys from the 90s, you remember being horribly fat and obese. And then you look at them and you're like, oh, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So
Andy Richter. Andy Richter was like this big fat guy when we were growing up. You look at those videos now, he's just slightly tubbier than like fucking Norm, who's skin and bones.
Did Andy Richter?
It's crazy. It is.
Did Andy Richter invent the scale that his name is after, the Richter scale?
No, but I believe his truly fat great grandfather did.
The Richter family developed a special scale for measurements. Okay.
Yeah, even like old John Candy and the Blues Brothers isn't that fat. He got fat, he got fat, but like the first like really big fat fuck on TV was probably Chris Farley, as far as that goes.
And even you go back and look at
Norm from Cheers. Norm from Cheers was a fat fuck. George Wendt was a big fella. John Goodman was a big fella.
Mm-hmm.
John Goodman but John Goodman also had a giant frame. He wasn't just fat. He was one of them just giant dudes.
That's true. But he was like giant with a belly. That's why my dad was like that. Yeah.
He's that strongman type body where that dude, if you ever watch them strongman events, those guys always look like they drink 23 cases of beer a day, and then they walk over to this giant rock and pick it up and step it on.
My Uncle Rich was like that. He was like 6'3", 6'4", had done fucking, like full scale industrial fucking construction, like from the time that he was like 15 to the time that he was 35. And then went and worked for Boeing, like as an installer for 15 years before promotion, and finally got a desk job. And like 3 weeks after he got a desk job, he had a fucking giant gut.
Yeah.
Sitting.
Yeah, it's a body type. So that one you can't really point. Stop it, man. Yeah. Everybody can hear you, dude.
The heavyweights.
High tier.
Who's a meat? Oh, you're gonna get all the way up here? That's what's happening?
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy, tier.
I'm a meathead.
Fucking dork.
Who's big? Who's so big? Who's so big? Who has all the kids?
Oh, there it is.
Kids are all awesome.
Found the microphone.
Oh, there you go.
So this heavyweights movie, the movie poster featured a submarine sandwich, and I don't know who's in it. It looks like there's a kid in this.
Is that like fucking Timu Ben Stiller?
Right. I was gonna say, did Ben Stiller fuck Rob Lowe? And they just put it through an accelerated aging program.
Why does he have so much top tooth?
Right.
This is the Disney Plusified version of the heavyweights movie. So if you don't own
AOC's
the original,
brother? The only
Rob
other
Lowe,
person I can think of with horse teeth that big.
like Parks and Rec, I think maybe they're going for the Sex and the City, or is it Sex in the City crowd with what's her name?
How are you going to have an overbite and have that much
Parker?
Like, look at it closely. He's got an overbite also. Like, holy shit, man. What the fuck is going on with that? Are you an actual beaver?
You know, if we watch the movie closely, there might be a hidden message in it about orthodontics and dentistry.
He's half a Habsburg, at least.
I bet he eats Subway. The guy can chew right through wood.
Right?
And why
is there another child in that sandwich?
I was literally saying that as you were saying that.
Because there's this connection between submarine sandwiches, overweight youth, and I don't even want to say the next thing.
But what would that lead into a child in a sandwich? Are they going to sacrifice that child and have the toothy guy eat it?
Right?
Don't tell me he's a mole. He's a mole.
They had to name it Heavyweights because Holiday in Cambodia was too on the nose.
Yeah, you end up finding out that guy's actually an Orthodox small hat and that he is trained in circumcision, and you got them teeth coming at your Johnson.
Woo. Do I need to bring up that PDF from the New York State website about health procedures during that other procedure? Was that HPV?
Apparently, you need to get your small hat checked for STDs before you let him bite on your Johnson.
It's true.
He's had some dirty dick in his mouth, and you don't want him to pass that on to you.
It's HPV. Is that human papilloma? I don't know. I got a lot of receipts here, a lot of data.
Tunnel-like qualities. They could use them as a fucking boring device. Just fucking hold his feet and have him go in and clear you out a path.
Holy shit! That's like the hungry hippo right there.
Right? Bell remembers the movie.
One of my first, I've been into a cult since I was very young, but my first conspiracy venture, I would say, was actually the dark side of Disney. I found a book about how all the different hidden things and all the real nasty stuff about Disney. And my oldest child is actually 20 or 33 now. And so she was at that perfect age where the resurgence of Disney had happened. She loved The Lion King. She loved Aladdin. And her dad, and then Little Mermaid and all that comes out. Well, her dad he still has it. My ex-wife's dad. He has the video because he bought a bunch of copies with the actual penis on the castle. And I was like, oh shit. And so I'm reading this book talking about all the dark stuff in Disney. And then we had the original Lion King. And if you sit and watch it, it doesn't say sex all in one spot, but an S floats by, and then an E floats by, and then an X floats by. And I'm like, these motherfuckers. So I really was against Disney from a fairly young adult age. I had my first kid when I was just barely 17. So I was barely an adult, and I was already very anti-Disney.
It's a great movie, and it introduced me to a lake activity called the Blob, where they fill.
Is this where the timid grappler came? Is this guy the fucking timid grappler? Oh man, pinching your nipples and toothy like that. Oh, nobody likes toothy guys down playing around their junk. That's a deep-seated fear that the small hats have instilled in us.
Indeed, and that's, I think, my next slide here.
Who the fuck has heard of the? Okay, man. Okay, I have an old news report. It's funny that somebody brought up the tunnels with the toothy fella, because Disney World has tunnels.
Yeah.
For someone who was so openly anti-Semitic as Walt Disney, this comes as a surprise.
Well, it's a side of the world's most popular theme park that most have never seen.
Beneath the surface of Disney World lies a gritty underbelly that's off limits.
Jermont Terry shows us the risk takers daring enough to go underground.
And the Milwaukee man who stays true to Disney no matter what they expose. Jermont.
Carol, the Magic Kingdom likes to present a pristine, magical image, but some urban explorers make their own adventures into the world of forgotten parks and secret underground cities hidden in plain sight. You can take the man out of Disney World, but you can't take Disney out of this man.
No, it's our.
I just want to go on record as saying that Disney adults make me violently aggressive and angry.
Understood.
I can't. This is an involuntary response that I have. I don't. I my situational Tourette's will kick in. But as will sudden red outs. Yeah. But odd how he looks a whole lot like Rush Limbaugh.
Very interesting.
He really does.
Yeah,
He
Chris Miner,
really
send me an
does.
email. I'll get your email, Chris Miner. We'll get that arranged for next week. People are asking, what book was it that you read about the dark side of Disney? Was it a Tex Mars book?
Oof, let me see. This is.
We'll find the
You'd
book
be
by
shocked that I'm a little bit old. Let me see.
by next Tuesday. We'll have the book found by next Tuesday. So what's this Disney adult gonna say?
Well, let's find out.
It's our thing.
It's a little hidden by a tree, but yet there it is on Google Earth. Mickey Mouse's head outlined on Jeff Foser's front lawn.
We literally made a Mickey head around our flagpole.
So much he's gone to Disney
This guy's a Fogle. I don't know much, but I know this guy's a Fogle.
more than 25 times.
We have gone quite a few times.
And has album after album of photos documenting his family's magical experience.
We went to go visit the fairies.
But what you won't see in any of Foster's albums is this.
That's the entrance to the happiest place on earth.
It's video Disney probably doesn't want you to see.
I think I'm crazy for doing it sometimes.
A crazy obsession leading some Disney fans to explore parts of the park off limits to the public.
It's locked up. You're not supposed to be up here.
It's illegal, dangerous, and it's all caught on camera.
You know, I got a little bored with writing It's a Small World, and decided I needed a little more entertainment than that.
The man who goes by the pseudonym Leonard Kinsey created his own entertainment. He wrote a book called The Dark Side of Disney, a debauchery-filled guide that sold more than 30,000.
Is that the book, Ben?
No, but it's something like that. It's something like that. It came out closer to. It came out in the late '90s, I believe.
Okay.
So he calls
and
himself.
It was really more. It only contained stuff really that they were putting in the movies, and then the backstory of Disney. This was around the resurgence of, again, Disney suddenly becoming again something in the public sphere. And then this is so much worse than that book was. So much worse.
Okay.
And he's choosing to call himself Kinsey. Interesting.
Huh.
Kinsey report.
Highlighting his experience poking around the park.
To me, it's like you live in a house for 30 years and you've never gone in the basement. That's just weird.
In this case, Disney's basement is a subterranean city known as Utilidors, a bustling underground tunnel system for employees only. It allows cast members to travel from one park to another without being seen.
I'm not a brave person. I'm just a regular guy.
As Kinsey and his camera discovered, the unmarked entrances are hidden in plain sight.
The park up above is so clean and pristine and manicured. When you get down to the Utilidors, it's a dump. There are costume characters half out of costumes. You'll see Goofy walking around without his head on. It's a different world.
And it turns out there are lots of hidden worlds, some long forgotten.
Yeah, it's the old picnic tables.
Disney's River Country closed for good back in 2001. This guy, who calls himself Adam the Woo,
Still have the music playing. There's no one out here.
snuck into the shuttered park.
Just morbid curiosity, like what's behind that door.
Adam posted the video online documenting his experience trespassing on the defunct water park back in June 2010. He describes what he saw to us.
Mold and mildew everywhere. It's just sitting there rotting on Disney property.
They take these pictures and there's this pool is filled with dark, yucky water.
Yes, as the ultimate Disney enthusiast, Jeff has seen the videos too. They are all online, on YouTube, but no matter what those risk takers expose, Jeff stays true to the wonderful world of Disney.
I bet you do. Freaking Rush Limbaugh clone. That's just
I like how they
California?
present like they're doing some giant expose. And all they're doing is like, oh, look at this pool with dirty water in it. Dun, dun, dun. Like, come on.
This guy.
Rush. You remember when Rush Limbaugh went deaf? And then he fucking got kind of honest for a minute. And he's like, I'm glad I'm deaf. I fucking hate my listeners. I don't have to listen to them sorry sons of bitches talk. Holy shit, dude. That is an angry guy.
Did Don Imus and Rush Limbaugh ever do a show together?
Maybe? I don't know. Bill Hicks had thoughts on Rush Limbaugh. I don't know if you fine gentlemen are familiar with this or not, but he is one of the patron saints of AM Wake Up. So
yes, indeed.
Speaking of Satan, I was watching Rush Limbaugh the other day. Doesn't Rush Limbaugh remind you of one of those gay guys who likes to lay in a tub while other men pee on him? Am I the only one? Can't you see his fat body in a tub while Reagan, Quayle, and Bush just stand around pissing on him, and he can't? His little piggly wiggly dick can't get hard. I can't get hard. Reagan, pee in my mouth. Well, how's that, Rush? Still can't get hard, so they call in Barbara Bush. She takes her pearls off, puts them up his ass, then squats over him, undoes her girdle. Her wrinkled, flaccid labia unfolds halfway down to her knees like some ballless scrotum. She squeezes out a link into his mouth. Finally, his dick gets half hard. Oh! A little clear bubble forms on the end with a maggot inside. The maggot pops the bubble and runs off and joins a pro-life group somewhere. Am I the only one that sees that? Or not? Thank God I'm not alone. Thank God I had the insight to notice Rush Limbaugh is a scat muncher. He munches scat. Jesus, Bill.
See, this is when you had to dig in a little deeper. See,
I came up with the word scat muncher, and it went from there, and I just immediately thought of Rush.
Yeah. I could see why that connection would happen. Yeah, it's just too easy with the Dems. You make that same joke against a Democrat, and they're like, yeah, they do that. Like, and they're proud of it. They put a video on. They put a video on OnlyFans about it. You're like, the fuck. Like you really almost can't get degenerate enough to embarrass them. You're just giving them ideas.
So is this the time where I chime in to say that Jared Fogle had his charitable foundation? The guy who's running that operation had his computers taken away from him for, there was images on there that he shouldn't have had. So all of his storage media was seized. And then Jared also had the evidence van pull up to his house and take all of his archives, all of his computers and videotapes and everything, just to check them out. So yeah, that was an event that happened. 9-year-olds, pictures of 9-year-olds.
Yeah, this is just like a week ago, maybe not even a week. I found out that there's apparently different terms for different levels of PDF files.
Yeah,
and I was unaware that that had gotten so refined. I just kind of thought that you just got rid of all of them. I do recognize that there maybe at best should be like a different level for like guys that are 20 and the chicks like 16 or something, where they could have went to high school together, but you're like under the law, by the letter of the law, that somebody's mom pushed it too far. I get it. That guy's probably, he could have fell in love with her when they were in high school together, whatever. That shouldn't be like that. But the rest of them, I'm all for just the tall tree and the short rope and the twitchy kicks.
Yeah,
I don't need to break it down into subtleties.
So I'll read it here. The FBI, Indiana State Police, and U.S. Postal Service on Tuesday, years ago, grabbed documents, electronics, and other items from Fogle's Zionsville home. From early morning through early evening, officials streamed back and forth between the house and a large evidence truck parked in the driveway. The raid comes after the May arrest of Russell Taylor, the executive director of the Jared Foundation, a nonprofit aimed at combating childhood obesity, on 7 accounts of production of CP and another count of something I won't even read on there.
Yeah, again, tall tree, short rope, twitchy kicks.
Yeah, that's what happened to, what's his name again? Jared Fogle's did attempt unaliving, but was rescued, saved, kept alive to go through the sentencing procedures. If you guys want to read about that, you can. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not fun. So then Subway being in the news again for a guy who threw a sandwich at a border patrol in District of Columbia. That's kind of how we got into the topic of Subway and the relevance of its cultural significance.
Well, here's the thing with this Knights of the Storm. This is an interesting thing. And you wouldn't think that the two things can happen at the same time. But in America, what we have is a nutrient density problem. So these kids can be fat, but also nutritionally lacking. And it's a weird problem. And the reason that we specifically have that problem in America is because we eat food that's not food. Like as we're talking about this entire conversation about fast food industry, like Steve just said, that actually that's being that much soy, at least soy is a natural product. That's probably one of the better things that was in it. And the problem is then when you eat that food that isn't food, your body can't actually process that. So fat isn't what they tell you it is exactly. If you're eating just healthy foods, sure, then fat's fat. But mostly what Americans have going on with this extreme obesity epidemic since the 2000s, everybody's eating fake food. And that fake food, your body, because it doesn't know what to do with it, either poops it out or it just stuffs it in the junk drawer, which is your fat. Well, as you're trying to lose weight then, or even becoming dieting, taking in less food, your body still don't know how to use that stuff up. And I honestly believe that this is part of what's causing the side effects of Ozempic, because the Ozempic is actually making that portion of the fat soluble and able to be processed, even though your body's not really geared to process it. And so Ozempic's having a giant slew of side effects because all of a sudden your body's processing this weird shit that it wasn't able to process, and it hid in a storage locker. That's why when you hear stories about these people getting liposuction, there's all kinds of weird shit in the fat. things that you just can't eat, like teeth and just gross and different, like all kinds of just weird shit. And you're like, how did that even get in there? Because that's what your body's like, I don't know, this is weird shit. I'm stuffing it in here and it's going to do whatever while it's in there. We're going to encapsulate it.
Is liposuction still a popular thing? I know that when I was watching Subway commercials, I'd often watch like the Learning Channel TLC, and they'd have the.
You watch TLC?
Well, this was 20 years ago. 20 years ago.
I'm so
TLC.
glad that you've ungayfied.
It's a long process to not watch so much television, but when that was what we were given, and more channels, I would channel surf, and they have all these documentaries. There was a lot of liposuction shown on television. So you'd have a woman on an operating table, they'd blur out weird bits, but then you'd see the suction of the little vacuum tube, and it would just suction out all the fat that they'd stir it up, they'd burn it out. Did they have like a hot tool that they'd just melt the fat and then suck it away through a straw? And then they'd put it in a glass jar and they'd hold it up and say, well, this is 30 pounds of fat we just removed from you. And they'd shake the jar up. A lot of liposuction was shown on television so people would understand what liposuction is. And a lot of the reconstructive surgeries and breast augmentation shows, this was reality television on shows, on television, and this was what we were seeing. So there was a lot of like quick solutions to sculpt your body the way you want it without a lot of the diet and exercise stuff. So they'd say, well, you've got too much fat, we'll do some liposuction. While you're here, we'll do some lip filler. While you're here, your breasts, we'll perk them up a little bit. And then downstairs, we'll rejuvenate that as well. We'll just do it all in one setting.
We know this lady that told Christy she needed to get a vaginal rejuvenation lasering. We're like, what the fuck is that even? She's like, it's great. And we're like, no, it's I'm not sure why you're thinking about my wife's vagina, but I like it real nice. It's just fine.
Right. So
like a glove, I would be convicted.
Well, this is what Howard Stern would do. Howard Stern would take us bologna and throw it at people's bodies, and then take a Sharpie permanent marker and then begin to make the dotted lines of where the fat and cellulite are, and then he'd refer them to liposuction doctors in the New York area, and then they'd come back and be like, see, now rate my body. Remember? So there was a clip that was resurfaced, a Howard Stern program, where they were bringing women on and he would rate their bodies, and then they'd make the improvements and come back and say, have I improved?
Women wanted to get rated by Weasley ass fucking Howard Stern.
Yes.
God.
It was a radio show, and then they went to E with an exclamation point, E exclamation point, television.
What
and
is
the Howard
E?
Stern show would show.
All right, is that cologne, that perfume that all the women in the 90s wore? Exclamation.
It's pronounced
It's
a Wisconsin town. Claire. Claire.
Oh, that's Claire. Claire. You
Claire. Claire. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's French for. We have donuts here. We sell cheese and beer.
I do like donuts and cheese.
Is that a Danish? It's basically a donut with cheese in it. Danish.
Yeah.
That's a Wisconsin Danish. It's like a cheese donut.
Yeah, that was the scent of going to high school in the 90s. Was that exclamation?
Mm-hmm.
And then the late 90s, it was more everybody just flooded their whole body with that vanilla smelling hooker smell. You know, it's like going into a strip joint, and everything's just vanilla.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So those glitters, those body glitters, apparently.
I'm not even sure how carbon can be converted into butter. That's a super weird thing for me. I've been trying to figure that out, and I am with Knights of the Storm. My first time seeing liposuction was definitely Fight Club. And when he was throwing it over the thing and it rips open and it just or like
So this will all come full circle here. I'm getting my sources together. trying to explain all of these things that are interrelated in strange and unusual ways.
Brute was kind of an old man cologne. That Brute was. Let's see, when we were in high school, all the guys wore either Drakkar nor, and walked around just smelling as absolutely musky as a water buffalo, or what?
Like a red Angus heifer.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we're going to discuss. We will discuss hygiene rituals. So Tim Pool, after removing his hat to reveal his baldness, had a man on his show who took out a little baggie, and there was some gray ash in there. What happened on that Tim Pool show with, what's his name, Adam something?
Do you want me to pull the clip?
Yeah, it's a short clip. Yeah. So we're trying to determine what is the point of the ashes from a red Angus heifer cow. And I think it might have to do with a soap ritual.
If they're using the ash instead of the fat, it must be the lye that they're after, the heavy, or it'd be potassium, which I usually get from hardwoods, but I can understand we're in Israel where they don't have too many trees, definitely not Christmas trees, definitely not reindeer.
Sure. So
let
me just be respectful of your time and hit you with the punchline first. This is
I've
all.
never in your life been respectful of anybody's time, Mister, around the mulberry bush.
As a high value male,
fucking weasel sometimes.
As a high value male, I'm going to explain that I am telling an ethnic cleansing joke tonight. This is an ethnic cleansing joke. In other words, a soap ritual. So due to the ethnic cleansing happening...
Do we have the laugh track keyed up?
It's black humor. It's dark humor. They don't have a laugh track. We would laugh.
Do we have the evil laugh track keyed up?
Oh, yeah. I hadn't considered that. You need a Disney villain laugh.
Maybe a little Jew wash hands.
Well, this is also in Christian literature, as it is in the Old Testament. We want to get into the Torah, the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Holy Bible. It's all in there. There's a ritual described involving a cow and the ashes that are used. We have the
Tim burn the whole cow.
Everything gets burnt down to ashes. Yeah.
You know how hard that is? That little pyre that they're representing there will absolutely not burn up a cow. Like, that thing would need to be a fortress of wood.
That's why it's very important that they made this ritual sacrifice where they needed to keep the fires burning to burn the entire
days.
Yes. Yeah. It's a cremation. I asked, maybe there's.
I wasn't aware of that. I just have burnt up things before, and like occasionally, like a baby will die on our farm or whatever, and we'll burn them. And it's practice that we don't really do anymore. You'd be shocked how much it takes to burn up like a baby puppy. Just a little bitty guy like that, it takes like 2 days, and we had to keep picking it up and setting it on top of new logs and new wood, and it was like, yeah, you're like freaking the next day after it's burnt all night, you go out there and there's still a recognizable corpse there. You're like, fuck me.
Sometimes get cremation services sending me mail wanting me to prepay for my cremation.
So this is interesting because archaeologists, when they claim that other people are sacrificing, like heathens and whatnot, what they don't want to add in is that it's actually everybody's eating together. And that pit is really kind of just a garbage pit. That's why we still have bones and whatnot, because it didn't get burnt down into ash. That's an actual, you've just basically wasted an animal and done nothing with it. Well, I guess they're going to make soap. You can't make it out of goat's milk. Aren't them people goat humpers?
Well, again, this is a bit of a linguistic, gymnastic sort of thing. We're going to have to jump from bar to bar to figure out that they're talking.
Humps goats. Is that where this is going?
This is about burning fat. The joke is we're burning fat tonight. We're talking about burning fat. We're talking about ethnic cleansing. We're talking about purification rituals. We're talking about sweating a lot and going to the shower and then cleansing yourself. It's about purity, purification, and ultimately sanctification, to be sanctified, to be set apart, to become the elect. That's my sermon notes for tonight. I can continue if there's anyone still listening, since it's Tuesday night and this is not quite a Bible study.
Yeah, coal probably would have worked better. I agree, but it would have taken reloading that coal. It'd have to be like a giant box of coal, like I was trying to run a fucking train. What's up, Cherie? What's up, Lee?
So there's this cremation of care ritual. We've talked about Bohemian Grove stuff, cremation of care, and recently this red heifer, this red Angus heifer from Texas, shipped over to the Middle East, burned. They said it didn't happen. Now this guy in Tim Pool shows up to say that he has actual ash from the cow. Here he is.
Let's see it.
Doing a real cow. One of the cow's name was Tikva. They made the offering, and I actually, it was a real offering. They did it all by the laws, and I have with me some of the ashes right here, red heifer ashes, and it's pretty incredible. The red heifer, the last time that the red heifer was done was over 2,000 years ago,
and he apparently believes every word he's saying as he busts out the teener of that red. Yeah.
So we're not really allowed to talk about prices of cocaine, but or the prices of red heifer ash. I think that's probably more than the cost of street cocaine, but I don't know.
If it has not been done in 2,000 years, I've really honestly got to imagine that every bit of that is going to be saved for some sacred ceremony. They aren't going to be like, oh, why don't you run up on Tim Pool?
Before you go, take a little souvenir.
Yeah. So when I did talk to Chase Haggard and his father Anus, he told me excitedly about their tradition in the old city of maintaining this jar of oil for anointing. So they have a 2,000-plus-year-old jar of oil that they continue to replenish and refill and use for their Orthodox, Russian Orthodox Christian liturgies. But as a not practicing Calvinist, I was not given more details at this point, as I'm not catechumen.
Well, and the reasoning behind that is very much the ortho bros are the most developed rhetoric out there. They have 1,500 years of arguing like they're a small hat in developing rhetoric, and so so these guys, you can come off way smarter than you are through if you memorize a developed rhetoric. And the problem is then if you get into a conversation that does not include the rhetoric that you have prepared, almost like a wizard, in like the fantasy books where the wizard can only pull out spells that he's memorized, and then if a situation comes up where that spell doesn't apply, you're like, no, I memorized fireball. I memorized this water fight won't work. And that's what happens with these guys, and that's what they did to Marcus. He went in there not ready to give. They expected a very specific rhetoric coming out of a Calvinist.
Yeah.
And when Marcus went in there throwing curveballs, they're like, we don't want to talk to you.
I wasn't throwing curveballs. I was putting it up on a T-ball stand and saying, here's the ball. It's on the stand. Now hit a home run for me. And their home run was when they felt comfortable that I wasn't there to debate them or debunk them. Father Anus, Father Ines, gleefully exclaimed to me that Orthodox is cool because they don't have gays in it. And then Chase Haggard said the ending, we have to end the recording because we can't release this to the public because the truth was revealed. So they were excited that there were no gays in their Discord servers, but I wasn't certain if that was true or not, and I didn't press further.
They prove that?
Right? Yeah. There's no outward expressive.
You got, there's a reason that they talk about the Greeks and the Spartans being a bunch of little boy humpers. It's hard for me to imagine such a heavy group of incels not getting some boy,
not grabbing a dong or two in their day.
Yeah.
I
mean, they've really got to address that situation. Like, yes, the Orthodox Church is growing. It's 80% dudes. The chicks are not coming. You can talk about reproductive rights and you can talk about what the male and female relationship is and whatnot, but when it's you and 8 dudes standing around doing a circle jerk, nobody cares.
Right? No. I mean, unless you're like, shady looking, and then the police will care. But other than that,
yeah. And if you're one of the few that manages to get a girl to touch your pee-pee, well, that's how they become the big names in there. Like, oh, shit. This one got a girl to touch his pee-pee. What say you, mighty sorcerer?
That is true.
Right? And they're never going to go, I finally got the fuck off of Discord and started talking to girls. They're never going to fucking give away the secret.
Force.
Like, take my course and I'll show you, in 12 steps.
Forrest Mommy had a great tweet in response to a California story saying that human emissions, I don't know, nocturnal or otherwise, are driving the Colorado River mega drought, in quotes, mega drought. So apparently there's a mega drought in Colorado, to which Forrest Mommy, at Forrest Mommy on X, we'd love to have you on the stream on a Tuesday night, X, at Forrest Mommy. She says a mega drought.
Oh, I can text her too.
A mega drought is what happens when a progressive male walks into a room full of ladies.
Steve, I told you Steve knows everybody.
Steve knows everybody. Yeah.
We're homies. I can shoot her a text.
That's great. She's got a great sense of humor. Defining a mega drought is what happens when a progressive male walks into a room full of ladies. They all just dry up.
I do not attend a church. Put me in, coach. I am an Odinist. I don't speak for these two. They are not. Neither of them are Odinists.
I'm not going to out what church I attend because I don't want it firebombed.
Steve attends the Southern Baptist Church.
I've been looking for a Church of the Subgenius, but I think those are maybe just something.
I did find there's a thing, the Acts 17 Collective, and it's socialites and tech billionaires, and also Francis Collins, the former head of NIAID. Fauci's boss. It's like the first person you see on the website, and it's rooted in this weird. It's not quite like prosperity god like Joel Osteen or anybody like that. It's somewhere in between, like dispensationalist thought and some weird form of like having a tech CEO overlord for the entire planet is good, actually.
Mm-hmm. It's a church for everything.
Well, it's a retreat only thing. but it's also like part of it is out of this place called the Epic Church in San Francisco, and like we might actually go check that out just to see what it looks like, just to see who's hanging out.
Yeah, could be fun. Did I say that the James River Church, the epic James River Church, with their mega masculine festivities with sword swallowers, monster trucks, and bull riding?
Hell yeah, brother.
They are no longer officially recognized as an Assemblies of God church anymore. That happened, and then shortly thereafter, the pastor of the church
He
was
left
sent
out
down.
stripper polling for God.
Oh no, there's a whole episode where I talked about the stripper pole for Jesus on the masculine men's only retreat weekend, where this performer took off his shirt and performed a pole dance and put a sword down his throat.
What? Why?
He did it on America's Got Talent.
Because Jesus gave him the power.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So then that's when Mark
and
Driscoll.
he was unafraid to show the world.
Does this imply that you've seen all female circle jerks? Are we reading that right? Am I reading that right?
Is that like a punk band show, like a underground thing?
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, because if you've ever seen the band Circle Jerks, you've definitely seen an all-male Circle Jerks. Yeah.
The Distillers, and there's all female punk bands.
Circle jerk would maybe make like a cicada sound, I think.
Right.
Yeah, is that coming through my microphone tonight? There's a lot of cicadas singing in August.
It's called squirt cocky.
Squirt cocky.
Okay. All right. There's probably some anime that shows how that happens.
That's how you ruin
Cartoon.
a rug.
Cut up a rug, burn a rug. Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Merkin Cleaning Services.
We all know it's pee. We all know. You guys aren't fooling anybody.
Super soakers.
Right. Just out there peeing on people.
Shogun style.
And R. Kelly is still in prison. There's no justice in the world. No justice, more pee. That's all we get. No justice, more pee.
Is the Aretha Franklin still alive?
Well, shit. Now there's entire groups that just bathe together and pee in it and hang out with each other and pee on each other and drink pee and ferment the pee and it's really gotten weird out there.
Sure. There's also the update on the cult of Labubu. I did some more Labubu research.
Oh man, since you brought that up, now I get all kinds of things. Like people are like stealing Labubus like they're fucking iPhones.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
Remember Beanie Babies?
Yep.
It's like that. It's like that. It's grown adults punching each other over some little demonic fucking kid thing.
Right. And the knockoffs are called Lafufus.
That's a prison pussy.
Yeah, I don't know if they're also Lafrufrus.
That's a Fifi.
Lafifi?
It's close. No, I mean it's close enough. It's close enough.
Lafufus and
Close enough to
Lafifis.
the joke, Ben. Come on.
It is. I was already laughing. It was definitely good.
There's golden showers
Benjamin
at the
drinking
Golden
his
Corral.
pee?
Yeah, golden showers at the Golden Corral.
Tell me Owen Benjamin it didn't join the piss drinkers.
Oh no.
He's just taking the piss.
He's pretty wildly mocking the piss drinkers.
Okay. Well, you know, Topher is
He did make a
huge one
video.
in that group. And he's real good friends with Topher, and Topher's heavy into that. Topher was like, I rub it in my eyes, and then
Topher
my
was in the
eyes
video.
are all shiny. And I'm like, yeah, that's because you're fucking crazy. That's what crazy people look like with the shiny eyes and the fucking. You've made yourself nuts.
Topher Grace was in the Owen Benjamin video with the subject of Shivambu.
Well, to get the saltpeter, you want to pee on dead bodies and let that kind of stew. And that's when you're going to get the real good quantities of saltpeter.
Stew Peters?
Yeah,
Right.
Stew Peters.
Stew Peters.
Yeah, he was trying to get you to drink the piss too. Not really. He was trying to take you take some kind of shit, telling you there was snake venom in the water.
Right.
Like somehow there's one water source in the country when every municipality has its own water source that has completely different rules and shit like that.
The fact that dude has a shred of credibility with anybody is a testament to how completely dumbed down the general population has become over the decades.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know he was a white rapper, right?
Oh yeah, I have all of his music saved in my hard drives.
It's interesting how many people in the sphere are failed some other form of entertainment.
Are we on to entertainment now?
Is
I
it
have
though?
stories.
Is
I have
it?
entertainment stories. I want to talk about a little bit of Cardi B. I think she was named after Bacardi, or does the B stand for bitch? I think the B stands for give me all your money. She's got some new music out. Have you guys heard the new Cardi B songs?
I have not.
Oh, what's the other guy's name?
What about me would ever make you think that I have heard the new Cardi B song?
Cardi B.
Like in what world is that shit happening?
Well, it's about to happen given
This
the
world.
tap tappity tap that I hear Marcus doing back in the background there.
I'm not going to share the new Cardi B tracks. I think
Oh,
she
okay.
based off of a Jay-Z track. Now, Cardi B has been, kind of in the spotlight for releasing a new song based off of an older black guy's song, kind of just sampling and remixing, re-updating. Cardi B's whole thing is about, bitch better give me that money. She's all about getting the money. All about that money and dissing her poor listeners a lot, but it's very aspirational. So the problem is poverty. The solution is Cardi B has all the money. So if you're working as a stripper playing Cardi B music, telling men to give you all the money, you get more money.
This looks abso-fucking-lutely terrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't show any Cardi B images. This is a Christian. Maybe it's a Calvinist stream tonight. Not sure if we are truly the elect.
I got motherfucking lobster. Lobster, bitch. You ain't
See,
got
Cardi-
no lobster on your boat.
Cardi B doesn't sing. Cardi B speaks truth to power and puts money in her bank account. She's on the cover of magazines. She's a fashion icon. I think she's Dominican. So she's not just black. She's more than black. And she's aspirational. We are a small, humble show with a zero budget, maybe less than zero because we paid a stream. Cardi B is aspirational and determines that money is the most important thing in the world for women, and men need to give their money to women. And they hear Cardi B and they do that. They give their money to women.
Which they then think is success.
Well,
then when they get older, realize that no, that really wasn't success, and now I'm just an old cunt that fucking has a bunch of money and nobody wants to be around me, and that sucks.
Well, it's hard to tell a girl, a young woman, that having money isn't success when she can buy all the la-boo-boos and all the la-foo-foos she wants. She can buy a house, she can buy a car, she can pay for everything on her own, and she doesn't need a man.
That was probably a $300,000-$400,000 video shoot. That the label paid for.
Mm-hmm.
It was the label for that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't nobody's like really buying music as far as that goes. And so if she doesn't get her, Dominican fucking plastic surgeon ass out on the fucking road, sell some fucking tickets, she is fucked.
Maybe.
This seems to be happening to all the mainstream entertainment. They're getting overshadowed by private individuals that are entering a lot of times into pretty shitty contracts, but more private platforms where they're not represented by a specific company and it's more of an individual thing. And a lot of that is you're finding that these mainstream media that they didn't become big through popularity. They got foisted on the people because they were willing to promote whatever message. And so then they become big through virtue of they're getting played in airports and lounges and things like that on contracts, but the actual people don't give a shit about them. And that's what they're learning right now, is that most of the time this mainstream entertainment's absolute garbage.
Yup.
Imaginary Players with a Z from a 1997 Jay-Z song, the same name, Cardi B.
Yeah, this is how you get guys like that Anthony Oliver, who has a very simple song and a couple very simple songs that are just downloadable for like a couple bucks. And the dude turned into a smash hit and is doing more than like any of these big names are. And the dude makes super simple music. It's just not all sensationalized and auto-tuned and glitzied up. It's just real. And people are like, oh my God, that's real. The guy's not even, it's not like he's some master guitarist and master singer. He's just not, Hollywooded up.
I'm in the swamp tonight, trying to drain it. So this is all just humidity. Trying to figure it out. It's not really greasy. It's just cellophane tape. Listening to Cardi B's music is very swamp-like. Yeah, I'm trying to get it to
How you expect us to properly auction you off if people don't get to at least admire the goods, Marcus?
That's for you guys to figure out. I'm the high-value male. I don't do the work.
Yeah, but you at least need to be on display.
Right. Yeah. Presentation is everything. That's what.
That's for you guys. You guys are supposed to present.
Nobody's coming to your house to fucking clean off your camera, dude.
That's true.
That's you.
Oh, okay.
A high value male would know that.
Yeah, you gotta also wipe your own butt and wash under your nutsack and things like that.
Yeah, it's true.
We're back to the hygiene rituals. I understand. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I will be sanctified for the right buyer. The highest male value.
We will bathe him in holy oil of the denomination of your choosing.
Yes. Currently, I'm in an agnostic, non-denominational position.
Scented with frankincense and myrrh.
Yeah.
Like that scene in Coming to America.
Yes.
The first movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the second one.
I didn't see. I refused to see the second one.
The second one was horrifying.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be.
Yeah, so bad. It cucks so hard. There's one really funny scene in it.
No, it's a half a Bitcoin just to like see.
Hold on, if this,
enter the auction.
If this user has 2 quarters, what year are the quarters? I mean, I do collect coins, including Bitcoins, but also real coins.
Right.
So if you want to bequeath to me your coin collection, I'm interested. But again, this is a high value mail auction, and I think every year I will be reassessed because my value will only increase. That's proven. That's factual.
Are you familiar with nose ring theory?
Nose ring theory. Yeah, it's like you put it in a bowl, you pull.
No.
What is that piercing called?
A septum piercing.
Septum piercing, and then you get septus from it because it goes bad. So from the crust bunk kids.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. Usually usually you'll see the septum piercing accompanied by danger hair.
Sure, I can do a nose piercing real quick here if that you guys are asking for. See if
I'm going to hold your hand with an industrial paper towel when I tell you that your comments saying nose ring theory are literally doing the opposite of what you think they are. I want to look this way. I want you to be able to look at me and see that I am a safe space and that I don't tolerate fucking bullshit. I want you to look at me and know, fuck Donald Trump, fuck men, honestly.
Right on.
And fuck what's going on in the world right now. Fuck the genocide in Gaza. And fuck anybody who thinks any differently. Honestly. If I'm not for you, good.
That's what the nose ring means. And those crazy eyes means nobody serious is going to talk to you in the first place. But, you know, you rock on with your righteous indignation there, kiddo.
Yeah, that video, it pairs rather well with the "There's no good men" video. That one, they pair very nicely together.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna test the nose ring hypothesis. I've got a nose ring in now. So how long should I keep it in for to get a good sample size of reactions? You know, men with nose rings are a different breed. Eyebrow ring would be cool too. I don't know how many piercings before my value goes down. I mean, maybe one or two and it increases, but too many piercings then it just decreases.
I don't know. It depends on what your particular lane of crazy is while you have all the fucking holes in your face. You know?
Yeah, I know I could wear a
I have
clip-on
another
tie.
show where I talk about stuff like this.
Yeah, the septum piercing, absolutely never. There are red flags. That's just a fucking landmine. That's just a landmine. Definitely don't go near that. Tainted love.
and she's agreeing with you and amplifying the message to say yes.
Absolutely.
I know that, and it's intentional. And yes, I will get more tattoos. Yes, I will get more piercing. Yes, my hair color will change as often as possible. Yes.
It's like the adult version of like 2 months ago. My granddaughter, and all little girls do this. They're like, scissors, pretty hair. That's like, this is like the adult version of that, you know, like with an extra dose of retardation in there. Little kids don't know better. The adults should.
Is there still a code or significance for having one ear pierced or two ears pierced or left or right? I don't know.
I remember in the 90s, you were one of them gays if you just had your right ear pierced?
Yeah, your right ear pierced was gay. The left ear pierced was straight.
Right. Correct. Yeah.
What
And
if
then at some point people were like, fuck that. I'm just putting all kinds of shit in my ears.
Yeah.
I was one of them. Yeah. I remember vividly.
I'm slightly older than Steve, so I've only got the left ear hole. I don't have the right ear. That was absolutely valid when I was that age.
Yeah. I had fucking double zeros in the bottom ones and zeros right above that, and one of the fucking crossbar and yeah.
So you know that I am against all forms of nipple piercing, because putting knockers on your knockers just invites the timid grappler, and
right. That's fair.
That's what it looks like. It's just a big giant hanging knocker on a knocker, and just I don't know who's going to play with that.
Jason.
In the 90s is where all the dudes started being gayish. They weren't like full on gay, but they were gayish.
Yes.
And now we're at the Minnesota Vikings has boy cheerleaders.
But I mean, they kind of always have. They're just I think throwing it in the right wing's face just to see how many major supposedly, moral value upholding right wing Christians they can get to retweet a freaking prancing little fairy. And it's working because they're all falling for it like they do every single time. The only time I ever see like any kind of gay shit on Twitter is because some right winger is retweeting it and being outraged of it and like forcing a bunch of people to fucking glance at some gay shit. And it's like, did you not understand what you're doing, or do you? And you fucking know that that's why you're getting a check.
Alex Stein literally built a career off that, doing dumb shit, pretending to be a liberal, and all the conservative stations reposted it and then found out he was doing it as a gag, and they're like, come work for us. That was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Admittedly, the song was fucking hilarious.
Well, there's a couple of them that are pretty funny.
Yeah.
For sure.
Gotta give him props on that. It was clever.
I think I'm still the only guest of his that got an episode pulled from Conspiracy to Castle. The Conspiracy Castle.
What did you say? What happened?
I was talking about free speech and the war on it and all that kind of stuff. And
Seems like, I don't know, it was just Tuesday. I said what I said.
Yeah. This is a long time ago.
She's been waiting for all you guys to look at her ass. She tried to start the show with it. She's been waiting. She's like, I am dying for everyone to see my ass.
Right? Clearly.
She's a whore.
Some music's playing. I'm sorry about that. I don't know where the song's coming from.
One of your 800 open tabs.
Yeah.
Is it Cardi B?
No, it's a white guy singing against gayness.
Is it Stu Peters?
No. More chin
Definitely
tubes.
not if you've ever seen a Focus video.
Right. Let's see. Have to append the right suffix to MP4 here. Add that. There it is. And maybe I can
She is
play
staring down my cheese. She's naughty.
probably close all those tabs. I think we talked about the
like
soap
me.
rituals, the Subway sandwiches, the Disney
It's
tunnels.
like the cat version of Get My Off My Lawn. Give me your cheesy crust.
See, this is Abba Alabanza, who's done with the gay propaganda. Man, it sounds pretty terrible. Let's see. But again, check the tone here on it. This guy that I
You
know
really
is-
weren't allowed to do that in 2018, 2019, Karen. That was a big no-no. Yeah.
So this is on my Instagram. It was one of them. I capped it here quick.
Protect the women and children from gay propaganda. Protect the women and children from gay propaganda. Became a bond. Protect the women and children from gay propaganda. Became a bond.
Okay.
Not the
So-
type of music I was expecting with a ratty beard like that.
So,
I just got
yeah.
that out the gate. He really hit me sideways with the
The reggae?
Jamaican music.
Yeah, so white guy Abba Alabanza, who's done
Also,
with
the Abba Alabanza thing didn't come off as Jamaican to me. So
gay propaganda. They're done.
I didn't see the Jamaican flag behind him in his
That might be the
icon.
Jamaican
That
flag.
would have gave me a clue.
Sure. So Danny Katz taught us about language last week, and this message was very mixed and confusing because now he's saying we're done with the gay propaganda, but it's abundant. So now he's trying to save the children and women from the gay propaganda that is abundant, that he wants more
Is he
of.
Henry Anslinger?
You'd have to ask him. Not sure.
The speech sounds familiar.
Mhm. The gay propaganda, he needs more of it, I guess. Hasn't had enough of it. It's
I
become
thought
abundant.
he said it became abundant, not that he wants it to become abundant. He's warning.
Yeah, it
the
says right on
people
the screen, became Marcus.
that
Learn to read.
the gay propaganda.
Yeah.
It
It became
everywhere.
abundant, so
And
there's an
he's-
abundance of
He's
it.
saying you've got to save the women and children from it, and we're only like you. It's just the first, opening little riff. Man, that's probably like a 7-minute long song about how he really feels about the WKRP community.
Okay. So is he just really relaxed about this gay propaganda? Because he doesn't.
I mean, can't you tell he's a Rasta? They're all relaxed. They're notorious for being very, very relaxed most of the time.
I was confused because I don't know if
Copious
this.
amounts of marijuana, Marcus.
Okay, but is this in and of itself an example of gay propaganda? Because he's talking about gayness. So to end it means we need to continue it so we can continue to singing about ending it. So if it
Maybe
ended,
he wants to sing about his ganja farm and his 15 children. Maybe he would prefer to, but because the gay propaganda it has become abundant, he is compelled to warn the women and children and his fellow brethren about the need to protect that's what I've gathered, because there's only been like 12 words in the entire song. So I'm just going off of that. Like you said,
I'm
we
still
don't.
just stuck on the neck beard. That is a mighty neck beard.
It is.
Like, how do you get that much sheer amount of hair just to only grow out of this spot right here? Like, even looking at it now, like you could tell it's not a fullness of beard. Like, see how just that spot, so it's hitting his Adam's apple right now.
Yeah.
I presume it's an Adam's apple since he's really against gayness.
Right. Yeah, we would need more. We need more context.
this is all the context
I'm
I
still
get.
reading the
for
words
sure.
as it's going along, and it just seems to be a recycling of the exact same words.
Right. What's the last name again?
Alabanza.
Spelled
Abba,
like it sounds.
Abba Alabanza. So this is
Yeah,
again
work
just me.
that out phonetically, Steve.
Yeah, it's a
understanding
5-minute
the
long
context.
song.
Is it in and of itself gay propaganda, though, to prop up the gay agenda?
I
by
mean,
talking
he's
about it?
burning a rainbow flag on the album cover.
Oh, okay.
How rude.
Huh.
Everybody likes
That's
rainbows.
Yeah.
So I asked Chase Haggard a little bit about Orthodox music, and they didn't really have any favorite Christian bands. I don't know if Abba Alabanza is on their Orthodox Discord server or not. So maybe I'll ask Chase on Thursday after I have a quick conversion of Calvinism.
Oh, yeah. No, you guys, he definitely does go and further explain where he's coming from.
So you're saying there's more?
Oh, there's more.
Okay.
There's more.
Well, I love these little micro communities of music, just a niche within a niche within a niche.
That evil chuckle made me think that this is going to hit fucking Mel Brooks levels.
This is fucking wild, dude.
The reverse gay psychology. It's like horseshoe theory. You're so gay that you're no longer gay anymore.
All right. And to keep it within fair use, we'll pause it every like 30-45 seconds or something like that. But
Propaganda became
we're
a
getting through this a little bit.
Shantytown Sounds presents.
Reflecting on the inside and seeing what's happening within. Yeah, blessed is he that walketh with a humble mind and hid to his own sin. It's the path of righteousness, the way of the Christian.
So, I mean, early on, you know, just kind of spitting scripture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Yahweh, for Jaman, for the J-man, for Jesus.
1,500 years, the Dark Ages in parenthesis. The entire Byzantine Empire hiding the darkness of Americanness.
You know, not often you hear Byzantine Empire in a song. You know, it's hard to rhyme to Byzantine Empire.
Americanness. Yeah.
Capitalism and communism, what?
Sprouting both from the Enlightenment period.
Okay.
What happened if a monarchy had had to be Christian? And Jah Almighty.
Spitting a little too fast for the closed captions to get out. But I
Right,
think I
he
heard him
is.
heard
He's
mana.
moving pretty quickly there. He is.
There's a lot.
He is the too short of the Rasta Christian anti-homosexual world.
the DOS effects, the twisted.
So the man in the dress is burning the rainbow flag?
Yeah.
Democratic society's becoming absolutely degenerate.
Whoa.
Unhealthy food and fat people angry and belligerent.
My democratic society is becoming degenerate. Fucking
absolutely degenerate
and belligerent.
Angry, belligerent fat people. What
Have we found our
democratic
new favorite
society
Christian
is
band?
Abba Alabanza living in?
Shantytown Sounds.
Right?
So this is what this is the Rasta version of that Oliver Anthony song.
Maybe.
That's wild.
Fight the backlash, promotion of family values and living a good life in humility and repentance. The opposite to pride and jealousy, feminism, the materialistic. Glimpses of the mystic coming out of ancient tradition. Eastern religion is Christianity, listen. Different from science.
Different from science.
Okay.
Okay, so the difference between science and Eastern Orthodox religion.
And then we're going back into the chorus.
Hold on. Hold the fuck on. This guy's an anti-gay Rasta neck-bearded white dude who's Eastern Orthodox?
No.
I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, we need
He may
further
be.
exploration.
He may be.
He might be.
He could be.
He
I don't know
might
if Chase knows. I don't know if Father Anna News knows. I'll, have to
Let's,
tweet. I'll tweet the father Anna News about the song.
He picked some challenging lyrics here. This one would be pretty hard to karaoke.
I mean, that does look like what I imagine a Orthodox would look like, burning the flag there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, we did that.
I think it's just on repeat now. Oh, Technocratic.
Oh, he got Technocratic in there!
Technocratic cost system screen time will take your life.
Come on, Panopticon! Come on, Panopticon!
What?
Technocratic Panopticon. Oh.
Wow. All right.
Just put in all the syllables. He likes the word diligent.
Is unseemly. And likewise, also the men leaving the natural use of the woman burn, and the last one doting by the men with men working that which is unseemly. And receiving in themselves the recompense of their error, which was meat. And even as they did not like to retain God and the knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness.
It's funny, dude. It's like he's ranting in a high-pitched voice, and then every end of measure 4, he'll sing a word.
Yeah, this is why. Well, how do you even sing the lyrics on this? Which are not convenient, being fulfilled with all righteousness, fortification. How do you melodically say that?
With auto-tune.
Christian reggae artist. Okay, let's find out a little bit more about this fella.
I want to know everything about this fella. Abba Alabanza.
Well, it's kind of fun to say now that you've done it like 10 times.
Gay propaganda became abundant. It's
Abba Alabanza.
That's wild.
garbanzo. Only beans know.
He smokes the marijuana.
Lots of ganja. No propaganda.
He hates homosexual propaganda.
He's only got 5,000 followers on the gram. Marcus, you got to hit him up. See if he wants to come on the show. We'd love to talk
5,001.
white reggae with him.
Dying to know if he's an ortho bro. Dying to know if he's an ortho bro.
Do I take my nose ring out before talking to this gentleman? He probably doesn't like nose rings. I should probably
not. Vaccines and
wear
abortions. I bet that's spicy.
Uh-huh.
Feminism is a death cult. He might be a reggae ortho bro.
I hope so. For his soul.
When
Atheism is
saying
retarded.
Christian things, he was saying some fairly ortho bro Christian
Right.
things.
Mm-hmm.
One love but not gay. That's a great sticker.
Yeah. Okay, this guy versus Cardi B. We got a lot of work to do. Make it go viral.
Yeah, you got to hit this fella up.
Yeah.
I believe I've now heard more of this guy's music than I have of Cardi B, so
That's good. That's how we want it to be. Mm-hmm. Don't think he's a scat man. And those are not freestyles. He wrote those. You know, are they divinely inspired? I got a lot of questions.
I mean, is it all in iambic pentameter? I mean, what the hell kind of form was he using there?
Lots of dance in the Rumble chat. It's Doge
Oh,
dance
my
hour.
cat's adding as a moderator. Don't add moderators, guys. Marcus
Hey, don't-
is looking good. He is looking good.
Is it the nose ring?
Is it the nose ring?
Is it the nose
Is
ring?
that why?
Is that it?
Why is Ganja transsexual?
I don't know. It transcends sexuality.
Who should fuck, man?
Guys, please don't post gay propaganda abundantly in chat. But by saying don't do that, I know you're going to do that.
I did find that interesting that this guy's lyrics, especially at the beginning, very much matched Anslinger's speech to Congress, where he was trying to bring about the prohibition of cannabis. And then, you know, you got this Rasta guy who seems like he's all stoned as shit, and he's singing against homosexuals using a very similar line of speech. It was pretty interesting. He left out musicians, though. Anslinger kept it, brought in musicians, you know, the gays and the blacks and the musicians. You got to protect our white women from them. Jeez, you guys, how many of these things do I got to get? I got to freaking sometimes God
Passing out the wrenches.
male parts and lady parts. That's numerous plants. I do agree. Some ganja goes Hermy on you. Quit it, you guys. There ain't nothing up there for you.
Transsexual ganja.
Yeah, I do agree with that. But I mean, that's all plants. All plants kind of have that feature where if a plant gets in, and actually when they talk about when this happens legitimately, biologically in humans, where they have like both sex organs and things.
Hermaphrodism.
The hermaphrodism, that is from a trauma while the mother was pregnant. There was some extreme trauma, and usually it was a boy, and it reverts to being a girl, but it was in the process of becoming a boy, and it abandons that because there's so much trauma going on.
So maybe that explains Cardi B's comment about her butch queen. Inside of her, using queer slang, she told her fans, "You know what's so funny? Everybody asking me like, how do she know about Glory Hole? I be telling ya, I am a gay man. There's a gay man that lives inside me. A whole gay man. He's a butch queen. He's not a queen. He's a butch queen. He's not a queen. He's not a butch
You
queen.
guys are
He's not a
ridiculously
deal.
bad at this.
He's a butch queen. He lives inside of me," says Cardi B. Upsetting nobody in our community.
You just dried up every vagina on the internet with that. You really did.
With the butch queen talk.
Yeah.
The transvestigation community is going to go wild with that.
Well, I see that on Instagram. What do they call it? The Baphomet investigations now.
Is that what they're calling it now?
Because everything is Baphomet.
That community is wild. It doesn't matter how like every hot chick from and they have apparently no understanding that as women lose estrogen production goes down, they kind of start looking more manly. It's the way the world works. When dudes' testosterone starts going down, you kind of start looking less rugged and chipped and start looking more feminine. That's just how the world works. Old people, that happens.
And Taylor Swift apparently looking more witchy for a new album. So sort of like 17th grade.
I'm not standing up for that dude.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Bye-bye.
I played this very, very bizarre clip of James Comey, the former FBI director, who looks like he just left the spray tan booth. And it's basically like a response video to a mean tweet of Donald Trump's. And he goes on for nearly 6 minutes about what a big Swiftie he is. And that he's part of a family group chat. Swiftie group chat in the Comey family. This is a 64-year-old man. This is my hope, but he was on the golf course with a couple other, former fucking pieces of shit in federal law enforcement or something like that. And instead of playing, a couple $100, couple grand a hole, the loser had to go make a react video to a Trump mean tweet about Taylor Swift.
It's kind of like in prison when you have to do like mule kicks and shit like that to embarrass the other guy if you lose a bet. He has to do something embarrassing. It's like that.
Yeah. Because I refuse to believe that anything that he said was true. Because if it is, it's even more horrifying than the hope that it's a bit. And he goes off about he's trying to get his fellow Democrats to see reason, right? And anti-Trumpers to see reason and not be mean like Donald Trump. And so, this is the dude who got busted with the 86-47 picture, right?
Yeah. And he says, I didn't know what that meant.
And he's like, I just thought it was an interesting rock formation.
Dude, just absolutely sickening. And the infantilization these people have, you're a fucking adult, man. Get the fuck out of here. The Peter Pan syndrome that the Democrat Party suffers is just wild. Just wild. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
So he claims in the video, this is crazy. He's 64, right? And he's 6'7". So he claims that he went to his first Taylor Swift show in 2010. So 15 years ago, which would have made him 49 and her 19.
Is
He
this our
doesn't
49th
say,
show
I
tonight?
went with my daughter, who was 13 at the time, or 11 at the time, or whatever. He doesn't say that. He just showed up to a Taylor 19-year-old's concert as a 49-year-old man, apparently flying solo for the love of the game. Because he identified with her music so much.
That's the whole Target identity. You go to Target, you can buy the Taylor Swift identity and put it on like a costume.
Dude.
Which I'll admit, when my kids were little kids, I did do some things I wouldn't normally do to help identify with my kids. But that was when I was in my 20s. Like, I know about Pokemon because my son liked Pokemon, so I know all about that shit. And Yu-Gi-Oh! And things like that. And my daughter liked Powerpuff Girls and things like that. I understand those things. But as soon as my kids were done with that shit, oh yeah, I was super happy that was done. Thank goodness that now only when the grandkids visit do I have to put up with that crap for like maybe 2 weeks a year. And then I'm done with it.
So how do you handle that?
I can really narrow it down. So they basically get to watch The Last Airbender.
Do you just kind of mock it a little bit? I mean, without pushing too hard, because if you tell your kids you don't want them to watch Goof Troop because it's too goofy, and you can't watch Darkwing Duck because they say suck gas evildoer, it makes me want to watch Darkwing Duck even more. So if you just gently mock it and just say ridicule it a little bit, make it a little bit less interesting, and then get on with it. It's not glorifying it. Like the guy's talking about gay propaganda, but then when it's advertised on Instagram, all the gay people are going to find the material.
All three of them. And they're dangly earrings too. They aren't just
the George Michael album cover.
Yeah.
That's what you got going on.
George Michael, is he from Arrested Development? Is that the Peter Pan syndrome reference? The Never Nudes? Don't take George off in the shower?
Yeah, definitely all the right ear piercings, like the one through the little spot right there and everything. Sucking all the dick. Did you guys see that Destiny's Son's a groiper? That's hilarious.
That's a bit.
Is it a bit?
That's a bit. That's a bit that Alex Jones came up with because the dude has the same last name. So Alex Jones talked him into being Destiny's kid. And then there was another dude whose last name is Jones who pretended to be Alex Jones's kid. And they both went on Alex Stein's show.
The Conspiracy Castle that you're not welcome in?
No,
anymore?
the Pimp on the Blimp show.
Pimp on the Blimp. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. His network show.
Okay.
Steve has been banned for misbehavior on Alex Stein, which that takes some serious.
No. He came on AM Wake Up after that, and he like broke down crying on the show. It was crazy.
Yeah, because his mom died. Can't blame a guy for crying because his mom died.
Yeah.
Can't hold. I'm not a fan of Alex Stein. I've actually never watched him since Rose and Jaron and Alex Stein and Dave Weiss had this show called the Baby Truther Show.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was talking about it, and it was real popular for a minute. So I tried checking it out, and I get on and I'm watching it, and they're playing some video of some giant like Louisiana linebacker or something like that. It just says hulking dude grabbing his girlfriend off the couch and chucking her across the room. And she smashes into the TV so hard, she actually bounces off the fucking thing. And then the TV falls on her, and he walks over and rips her off the ground and chucks her across the room again. And they are laughing hilariously about this. And while I don't do the whole Captain Save-A-Ho thing, like, you can't beat on a woman like that is a fraction of your size and not make my blood boil. I am not laughing in any way, shape, or form at that point in time. If I was actually in your physical proximity, I would look for blood. That's how that would go down. and they thought that, and Alex Stein just kept playing it on repeat, and then making really, they don't want to see your butthole.
No, not on the free
and kept playing it on repeat and making really.
Did he get muted?
you muted, or your cat muted you.
Yeah, I was wondering. So I did put a picture of the bag balm on the Deliberating Dog-Faced Dude's YouTube channel. It's a real thing. Real bag balm. I'll show it again. Bag balm. It's not in a bag. It's in a green tin.
Well, it's the bag is not a description of the container that it's coming in. The original purpose of it is, the I don't have the greatest light system in my house. We run off almost no power. Like, so the sun has went down. It goes down behind the trees real quick here. Like, I don't get a nice evening sunset and all that. I get it was day, and now that sun's behind them really super tall trees, and it's just gone. So we get a fairly extended twilight around here, if anything. But bag balm is about, it was originally for mastitis on cows and other farm animals. Their milk ducts get clogged up, and you smear it with that, and it rips that right out, and you're good to go.
I did get a picture of, from the museum, there's a picture here that says family rolls in the museum. Do you want to know what the roles of men and women are at the farm?
Oh, sure.
So traditionally, some of men's many roles on the farm included the planting and harvesting of crops, caring for livestock, finances, hiring and directing workers, and the maintaining and running of machinery. So then you ask, well, what do the women on the farm do? Traditionally, women manage taking care of the family members, the home, the garden, food preparation and preservation, and help with the animals. They also sometimes took over the men's roles if the farmer was out of commission. That's a lot of work, having to do men and women roles if the men weren't available. And boys and girls have roles too. The boys, children played an important role in a functioning farm. Boys shadowed their father and helped him with chores and manual labor tasks. The hope was that one of them would take over the family farm in the future. Girls tended to help their mother with various household chores, gardening, taking care of their siblings, and with tending animals. There's no real mention here of education or schooling. So when they moved into the area and they began to farm and homestead it, school wasn't really the primary focus. As time went on and school attendance became enforced and they built schoolhouses, over time the schools got larger and larger, and then they eventually combined them into like high schools to get all the people together in the area to one high school. This is when Dassel and Cokato, Minnesota combined into one school called DC, or Dassel Cokato. So all of the food from Dassel Cokato in the school lunchrooms was fresh food grown from the families. The families would bring the food to the schools, and all the food eaten in the cafeteria was fresh food. The schooling worked so well with all of their finances being balanced that they had a surplus of money in the bank. When the state secretary of education found out that Dassel Cokato schools had more money in the bank, they said that the Dassel Cokato finances from the school system needed to be taken from them and redistributed to other lesser fortunate schools in Minneapolis, St. Paul area, to which Dassel Cokato said no. So that was known as the Minnesota Miracle. I'm from Minnesota. I'm a Minnesotan, and I believe in the Minnesota Miracle. Dassel Cokato keeping their money because they didn't want to participate in socialism or communism or redistribution of their wealth that they earned. They wanted to keep the money in their community, and rightfully so, they did. The next exhibit I went to was the history of banking and finance in Dassel, Cokato area, but I'll save that for another time.
All right. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. That stuff. Yeah. Well, the whole thing is that the schooling that they're giving kids honestly isn't necessary for most people. What really is necessary for these kids is life skills, something they don't teach them in school. So you have a bunch of educated idiots running around at 18 who don't know have fuck all ability to live, but they can sure tell you what political party they're freaking going to vote for, and all the higher philosophies of the Democrats and things like that. All the things that they're giving them should have been for a very small group of people.
The elect? Who's a small
group I'm
of
not
people?
saying a special group of people. I'm just saying, that they're more important. I'm saying a small group of people because most people don't really have that much interest in the things that are available from higher education, and it doesn't do them any good. Like you look at college. I mean, I'm not into the whole Charlie Kirk and all those groups, but he's not wrong when he goes around and does his things about colleges. College is a joke. Most kids don't even graduate college, and of the ones that do graduate college, most of them don't get a job.
Asian.
Yeah. And then most the rest of the ones that actually do graduate don't get a job in the field that they're trained in. And it was all absolutely pointless. Oh, yeah, they have a degree and they can write that on their resume. They have a degree, but it doesn't do fuck all for what they're actually doing.
Yeah.
So the Dassel, Cokato area, that's where my father grew up and went to school for a time. The school system understood that the priorities of the farm and the home were first. School was secondary. So they were not punished for truancy or absences. It was understood that the farm and the home and the family took priority over any and all education. Schools would shut down.
School I went to, there was kids, all kinds of kids that and even myself during lambing season and stuff. Mm-hmm. If I could make it to school, I did. If I couldn't, I couldn't. That's just how that went.
When there's a need to go into the cornfields and detassel the Dassel, Cokato corn, the community would all go, and there was young people that would go and detassel the corn stalks.
Well, I don't know that one happens all that much. The kids are driving the combines. They aren't really going out and detasseling the corn stalks.
Well, this is the history of the area before tractors. This is going back to the 1850s and 60s, before the Industrial Revolution.
Right. It definitely was a lot more clear cut back then. Like people won't, some people don't understand how Christy and I live in such a very masculine and feminine way, but it's because we live more old school. Christy physically cannot do many of the tasks that I have to do throughout the day. She just can't. And so in the division of labor, the things that she's doing are things she's capable of. And I'm taking care of the rest of the things. Christy can't go out and throw 3-string bales. That 3-string bale weighs more than Christy does. It's going to throw her. She can't go out and pull rocks out of areas so I can make it a workable area. She can't go out and pound fence all day. Her body will break down from that and not come back. I get beat up from it for sure, but I'm okay in a day.
Why do we make the straw bales and hay bales so large? Can't we just make them smaller?
Around here, it's an interesting thing. Where I'm from, they're 2-string bales, so they're only about 75 pounds a piece. And these 3-string bales are like 150. So I'm not in that. I don't know why they do the 3-string bales around here, but that's just how they do it.
I'm talking about those giant round bales. They look like cinnamon rolls.
round bales are the cheapest way to do it, but you got to have the equipment to haul the round bale in and get it in place. And then you typically would want a round bale feeder. So it's a big metal ring that goes around it. Otherwise, the cows and the alpacas and whatever animal you got, it doesn't matter. They will literally go knock the hay everywhere, shit all over it, and half that bale is going to go to waste unless you have it in a feeder.
I use a skid steer loader to move bales, those giant bales around.
Sure. That piece of equipment. And then, like I said, you need to have a feeder to drop over it so that way they don't go wasting all of it. True string bale is just how many strings go. When they make a square bale, it goes in the baler and they compress it down. And then if it's 2 strings holding the bale, it's usually about a 75-pound bale. If it's 3 strings holding the bale, that's probably about 150 pound. Can I have some cocoa, baby?
That was the hit line from last week's show. Can I have some chocolate cocoa, baby?
Chocolate, baby?
Yeah.
Which Steve asked for, and it makes him a race trader, but it's okay when I do it.
There's a threshing festival that I may go to. I've gone in the past, but it's a big festival in Minnesota.
All right.
Threshing festival. Lots of farm equipment. Threshing.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a wheat thing, not a corn thing.
Yeah.
Did you guys listen to the corn song I sent you, the word up version?
You sent us. Oh, okay. That
with the dog faces.
My brain was stuck on corn, the food. I'm like, you sent us a song about corn?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Corn with a K. Corn from California.
Yeah. I got it now.
There's a gun version too. I wasn't as familiar. Well, the cameo version would show up on infomercials late at night where they'd have a collection of hit music and it'd be the cameo word up meme. That was meme music. Before TikTok made TikTok music, there was television commercials for familiar songs that would play, 30 seconds and there'd be 7-8 songs and you just hear the most memorable hook of the song and then you buy a cassette or a CD. And Word Up was on one of those collections. Cameo.
I'm not a climbing pole.
Korn's version on the Korn's Greatest Hits album is great as well. And that's the version I am most familiar with. And they have man-faced dogs walking around in the strip club.
I was never particularly a Korn fan, so I'm not even that. I mean, I listen to more metal than anything else that you talk about, but I never really. Korn was kind of my brother liked Korn. That was like 5 or 6 years behind me where I wasn't. And then
I never really got into Korn that much. I know a bunch of people that did. I've heard a lot of it. I'd go see him in concert. I know they had fun. I know they had killer shows. Yeah, I know a bunch of people that went there. But yeah.
Well, comparing like Cardi B's music, it's like the new music today is less music than what they had on the 2000s, the new metal. Limp Bizkit, everyone was like, oh, that's so dumb. And now they're like, I'd rather have a new Limp Bizkit album that sounds like their 2000 stuff than any new Cardi B album or whoever
that is true. If we took today's music and I had to go back and choose between Limp Bizkit and the things getting produced today, like the country rap, I would choose Limp Bizkit. That is true.
Korn and Limp Bizkit and the hot dog flavored waters of new metalness. Yeah. So then at that point, POD is going to start sounding great too. Payable on Death and the Christian music epidemic.
I had that one song that went big. That I'm still alive. I'm
so alive for the very first time. I can't deny you. I think they're talking about God in that moment.
Well, I didn't think that was going to happen in the morning, anyways.
Very whiny on the vocals on that song.
Not quite. Aaron, what the hell's his name? Fred Durst's buddy, the one that just cries all the time when he makes a song.
I mean,
Aaron Wood.
It's an awful lot of them.
Yeah. Yeah, the whiny genre of music just really took over, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
in
lights
like
out.
all facets, man. It was, there was like the pop punk whiners, there were metal whiners, there were emo whiners, and then the fucking like alt folk whatever, where everybody's strumming an acoustic guitar in their whiniest voice, singing about everything from
Dashboard
like
professionals.
what their fucking dad did to the government, to fucking the patriarchy or whatever. And
Yeah.
Oh, dark times.
Wait,
So
Dave, sing that song, I'm on the outside, I'm looking in.
I don't know, but I know the song you're talking about.
Yeah, it was super depressing, like heroin addict song.
Mhm.
Like not like awesome like Alice in Chains,
Right.
Heroin
Mad
addict. Like,
Season. Mad Season was great heroin music. I mean, say Lane Staley, but yeah.
Yeah, not awesome heroin music like that, but really shitty, depressive. You even without the heroin, you would consider burning yourself in your own house rather than continue listening to this music type stuff. Yeah.
And that's why I recommend Cardi B. She got a very aspirational message to make more money. Just don't spend it on drugs and heroin and liposuction and booty fills.
Well, then what the fuck's the point to having money?
That's a really deep question. I don't know if we need to go 3 hours on that tonight still.
It's like the second
Keeps the
or
lights
third
on,
time that blue blocker commercial has been brought up in the last few days. That's
Money
weird.
buys electricity and keeps the lights on.
Yeah, that's the lights that keep that. And actually, I was just talk. Funny thing, I recorded with Crow 777 earlier today, so everybody can, if you want to catch that, it's going to be episode 647, I believe it was. And we actually mentioned when I was talking about, because we were talking about the differences in the sun and how the sun goes through different spectrums. And I was saying how in the midday and in the middle of summer, the sun's this harsh white blue light, which is meant to keep you up and vegetate plants. And that's when they go through their vegetative growth. So people have those blue blocker glasses to that's what those are, right? To block out the blue light, so that way you don't go through that.
No. Well, I mean, kind of. Let's go back in time.
There's a commercial we need to see.
Yeah.
There's a series of infomercials.
Oh, they were just polarized?
Yeah, do you have about a half an hour to sit down and watch a television infomercial? Learn all about the
infomercial. Are you going to try and get me to join Amway again?
Well, I have some essential oils you might be interested in.
The fucking doTERRA thing. You got to watch it with Marcus. He gets you with all of them.
Yeah. What is up with doTERRA? .era.
All right, now I'm real fast. Let me tell you what I think, and this will come to pass. My name is Geek. I put them on as a shocker. Man, I love these blue blockers. Everything is clear. They block out the sun. Oh yeah, I gotta get me some. Everything is groovy now. No bull in my speech. This is what I do up and down Venice Beach. My name is Geek. I'm more than a hip hopper, and I'll be cheap in my blue blockers. Yeah. Now what I mean? Yes, these sunglasses are really, really keen. So there you have it, folks out there in TV land. Get you some glasses that's sweeping the land. Remember what I said? Now I'm a hip hopper, yeah. Go get you some blue blockers. Nah, just this week. I'll see you later. I gotta make some money on the beach.
Is that Stooge on his shirt?
That's definitely Curly. That's definitely Curly.
That's a
I do
fresh
not
beat.
appreciate Curly.
The sombrero also helps block the sun too. So, if the blue blockers don't do it, the sombrero will.
Yeah, his singing ability was much better than the anti-gay propaganda dude.
Gay propaganda became abundant.
Yeah, his rhyming skills were not great.
Yeah, no, but that's a classic piece of Americana there.
The blue blockers, indeed.
Yeah, I apparently missed that.
You didn't see the blue blocker commercials, the Girls Gone Wild commercials, the Enya music collection commercials.
I remember the Girls Gone Wild. My uncle had a problem with that. My uncle was old and his brain was starting to let go, and any girl that would talk to him on the phone, he would buy whatever product they were trying to sell him, and he ordered some of them Girls Gone Wild videos. And then his kids finally go over to his house one time, and they find like he'd have like 5 copies of the exact same video because he'd signed up for ordering from that like 5 different times.
It was a club membership. You would become a club member, and there was other affinity offers because, you know, girls are not wild enough in this video, but we have more videos. And I think there was also some bum fight videos that were also sold if you want a backyard wrestling. And I don't know if you watch television with blue blockers on, but once you get them, you probably never take them off.
No, the closest thing I came to that is I'm from the Faces of Death era, where we all got traumatized by the Faces of Death, and I was probably done with watching really wild alternative shit like that was really fucked up after that. Like Faces of Death was enough. It was good enough. I didn't need to watch bum fights and stuff.
Gay propaganda came abundant. Yeah, I think if we get this guy in television, yeah, it's my.
Swear to God, every time one of the Faces of Death, this guy was working on a car and he was doing it janky, and the car fell off and like fucking sliced his leg, like the rotor went chewed right into his leg, and his leg's hanging there by a little piece of skin. And every time I'm doing a brake job or have the tire off, that thing plays through my head still to this day. Like, no.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre took place August 18th. So that movie was back in theaters, the original.
Okay.
So 1974. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then I think Jessica Biel
Speaking
was
of hermaphrodites, Jamie Lee Curtis was in that, right?
Someone was correcting my voice about Jamie Lee Curtis. Said something.
Christy, yeah. Steve was calling her a homo.
No,
hermaphrodite.
Hermaphrodite.
Yeah.
Intersex individual. I don't know. 2 spirits within her, maybe. LGBTQ CIA plus. Kurt Metzger had a T-shirt on this afternoon. Are those for sale? I don't know. The LGBTQ.
Yeah, the LGBTQ CIA shirt. That was hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Gay propaganda became abundant. Yeah.
Yeah, I will admit he picked some tough words to try to rhyme with.
Belligerent.
All around.
Yeah.
But just know that you picked the hard course and you failed miserably. Yes. I do like his Samson option shirt too from that other video I was watching. That shit's hilarious.
Yeah. Push down both pillars, destroy everybody. So
because Iran has ever threatened to destroy the whole world if they don't get their way. That's why Israel's the good guys.
So what happened to the Abraham Accords and peace in the Middle East? And Chrislam, the uniting of all the monotheistic religions into one campus with all 3 religious buildings kind of on one campus. And
all the Abrahamic religions in one camp, circle jerking each other,
or rap battling each other.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That video you sent me the other day with the chick that said the gods dance battle. Maybe it was a dance battle.
Oh, yes. There's a lot of social media posts I've sent you. We can't show all of them tonight, however.
I don't know where he finds these absolutely ridiculous things.
I just sent
I'm
them
not sure
to you.
what
Is this
up algorithm he's on?
Yeah, is it a parody? Is it a satire? Is it sincere? Is it real?
I think she was sincere.
Yeah, no, the Abrahamic Accords is not an oxymoron. It's a real story we covered previously at some point somewhere.
I gotta say, man, between my girl and the Blunt Force Wisdom group chat on Instagram, I am exposed to many a different algorithm, and they're all uniquely freaking weird in their own special way.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get Connor's algorithm too, because he sends me a bunch of shit. So I get my 19-year-old's Instagram algorithm too. And yeah, it's it's wild. It is.
Send Connor the gay propaganda song and
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Very good, very good. Need some more ears on that song to determine if it's whack or not.
He apparently partied a little bit too hard with his cousin this past weekend.
Yeah.
That is what cousins are for.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's the same cousin that you go out on the Thanksgiving walk with.
Mm-hmm.
You need to go out on a walk.
Yup.
The shit you guys are saying is too much. We need marijuanas.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that.
Although with that family, they're just like, go out back. Yeah.
Highly illegal. When I was young, it was highly illegal in South Dakota, so it required a walk.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I grew up in Indiana. Same thing.
Either a walk or a cruise to the store, which somehow magically included a bunch of gravel roads.
Are you sure you want to go for a walk? It's 26 out. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
100% sure I want to go for a walk right now. Yes.
Chris, neighbors with Jared Fogle.
I need to stretch him out.
Did you drive by Jared Fogle's house? He was from Indiana too.
we were probably an hour and a half away from Zionsville.
Stop, you motherfuckers!
Is it still ceviche season? Is the fish still fresh?
I mean,
Taco
you go snag some right now.
Minnesota
August,
State
heck
Fair
yeah.
opening up.
Heck yeah. About as warm as the Pacific is going to get right now.
Fishy in his mouth.
What's that?
Look at Marcus. He's dying to get something fishy in his mouth.
No, I'm just dying for a Ricola to go in my mouth after
All right.
3 hours of talking. So I'm going to pop a Ricola. I think I'm on a steam.
See, Steve and I are on the opposite page. We're like, oh, we need cannabis and nicotine to chuck down our throat. Just a smoke bomb. So that way we sound like fucking Leonard Cohen at the end of every episode.
It's all natural flavors, witch's brew, something Alani. There's
What kind of bulk are you drinking there?
I don't know. I just go to this place and they distribute food and I put it in my bag and I walk out and I'm like, I don't know if this is even food.
No, I shop high too. Yeah. No.
Is this where you've been getting the Girl Scout cookie whippets?
It's the same place.
Dude, I have the hook at the locally owned market that has their own butcher shop in the back and gets fucking cuts from local ranches and shit like that. And so we had picanha steak tonight, which is also known as Kansas City steak, which is like rancher's choice as far as that goes. Like it better than a ribeye. And yeah, it's so fucking good, dude. It's so good. And you can tell I just got a knife sharpener too, because the knife here sucked. And it's one of the ones that has a magnet on it that puts it at a 20-degree angle. And yeah. And they're hella cheap too, dude. They're like $25-$30 on Amazon.
So yeah, prevent those rotator.
Yeah, that's only good for kitchen knives though. Like
yeah, dude. Well, they have a 15-degree angle too for like super fine knives.
So I've heard a lot of rotator cuff injuries.
They're fucking great.
Yeah, this is what we got, where you clamp the blade into this, and then You can set the degree. You know, we can change it, and then we have about 10 different finenesses that we can put on this.
That is not a slap chop. That is not a made on TV product.
No, one of my buddies borrowed one of my nice ones. Like, holy fuck, is that sharp? I'm like, what's the point to having a knife if it's not sharp?
Karen Peterson's going to bed. Good night, Karen Peterson.
Good night, Karen.
Good night, Karen Peterson.
Point being, I could take the steak and cut strips and then spin it a little bit and just kind of hold it with some tongs.
Sure.
And take the knife and go just down on top of it and draw it back, and it was just perfect slice through the steak, which was fucking it was like butter.
Do you work roast beef?
Yeah.
Do you do any rejuvenation on the back of your car?
No, I'm getting my laser in the shop right now.
Okay.
Yeah. And without the laser, it's pointless. Right.
You're getting your stroke laser?
They frown on torches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Getting your stroke laser, getting all the wrinkles taken out of that thing.
Dave Chappelle had a great bit about that.
Dior Gooch was found and is safe, so don't worry about Dior Gooch anymore.
I think it'd make it a lot more dangerous to be outside in the wind. That imagine straightened out, that thing would just be a wind catcher. Just like
I did find out that avocados, Mexican name for it.
Yeah, nut juice.
Original is the testicle tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guacamole is literally like nut juice or something like that.
Yeah.
Just thinking of wind passing through. What would that sound like? A testicle organ? Just like stretch it so it's
it's like, like when old motorcycle riders that their skin was loose down here.
Right. It flapped for a while. It flapped for a while until it found its jet stream, and then it would just start whistling.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to get creative with the instruments and music today to really stand out on Instagram.
He's a pillow puncher.
Yeah, send the pillow puncher email so we can play some more music next week. I think we're just getting about that time of the night where
we're petering out. We're old.
It's just starting to come out as a dribble.
We've had too much new youngin' stuff. It got us all antsy in our pantsies. We don't even know how to deal with Rasta anti-homosexual propaganda.
Right.
Granda. He should have used grander or something. I don't know.
The ganja.
Really bad.
Transsexual ganja. At the dispensary.
James Bain's still here. Love you, brother.
Lots of love. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all petering out. You gotta go piss on the pit of dead bodies, so you can.
That's okay. Thank you for reminding me. That was the whole point of the soap ritual and the ethnic cleansing. Due to all the dead bodies piling up in the Middle East, the need for a ritual cleansing and a hygiene procedure has to do with interacting with dead bodies. So because there's dead bodies piling up, people who have interacted with dead bodies are now needing to cleanse themselves ritually. So to send the red Angus heifer ash around to everybody who's helping with the dead body situation piling up, they are all participating in the ritual to cleanse themselves of all guilt and shame and that sort of thing. To say, we are victorious.
Snag that link. I think it's over in the Rumble, Marcus.
Let's see if I'm in a Rumble. I got so many tabs open, I had to close them because I was hearing gay propaganda from all my streams playing music.
He's rocking to that shit. It's going to be like when we played Throw the Jew Down the Well in my house. Like everybody's kind of singing it under their breath after that.
This is the Meow Rocket Mix, Meow Mix, Crunchy Meow Mix, Meow 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 Mix. What was that commercial? Meow, 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 meow.
I'm putting it in the private chat, Ben.
Gotcha. There it is.
Thank you.
You guys, the best way to send us links is email. They stay in my email inbox. These chats disappear so quickly.
I put out your real website on Crow, Marcus.
Thank you. It is a real web page.
I officially put that on Crow as one of the places to go find stuffs.
It's the easiest place to find stuff, and for me looking for stuff, I look at my email inbox. DMs are not always consensual. Don't always want to open your direct messages. I get a little nervous sometimes. Okay, so Knights of the Storm did a Meow Mix remix of the original Meow Mix, and that's on the Rumble. Yeah, maybe we could play that out. But if it's cat propaganda, we might have to reconsider.
Right? It is clearly cat propaganda.
It's a dog show.
Yeah, Crow, and when I was shooting Crow, I was on even though Crow's only audio, he could see my video, and he's like, "Is that a glaring of cats surrounding you?" He's like, yes, it's a glaring of cats.
Yes.
Which definitely does make sense for cats. The
cats do have a judgmental gaze. They look at you.
Mm-hmm.
Very judgmental, those cats are.
Yeah.
Fatter the cat.
I do love that a group of lemurs is a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy of lemurs. Yeah. I enjoy that.
I love that a group of baboons is a Congress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Murder of Crows is a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
We use all of our slurs.
A whole bunch of ladybugs is called a loveliness. A loveliness of ladybugs.
These adjectives? What's the...
I have a loveliness of ladybugs surrounding my house.
Mm-hmm.
I got Chinese
Granted,
beetles.
I bought like 1,000 ladybugs in order to make that happen. Because they eat the shit out of aphids. And we hate aphids.
Yeah, they do.
I love that we're talking beef in the chat. We're trying to start other beefs. I don't know if our beef season is over.
And I'm not a fan of using chemicals, so we needed to get rid of aphids, so we brought in the ladybugs.
Oh man, we had some flat iron over the weekend in because one of the producers of AM Wake Up lives a county up the road and drives truck for an organic farm like co-op that does deliveries to a bunch of high-end tech firms and stuff like that all over the Bay Area. And so every like other week or something like that, she'll drop by a box of fresh vegetables, fresh fruit. Sometimes there's some eggs in there, shit like that. And so I did like a flat iron steak salad thing with some giant heirloom tomatoes. Like, oh, dude, fantastic. Yeah.
Oh,
Better
dude,
than,
my tomato garden this year, fucking crazy, bro.
Heck
We've
yeah.
got tomatoes that I think are 8 feet fucking tall out there. Like, just insane. And we added some pink tomatoes. So we got for the big ones, we got those big purple Cherokees and these big pink ones. And then the pineapple tomatoes. And then we've got just a gab of those atomic grape tomatoes. Those things are fantastic. And then a number of varieties of cherry tomatoes for nice flavor. Oh my God. I think we might get enough pizza and spaghetti sauce to last us the whole year.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah, that is saying something in our house. We eat pizza like 5 times a week a week. Like we eat a nice homemade pizza. No, I've never sprayed tobacco on my crops. I was thinking about trying to grow tobacco grow next year, though.
She took the rest of the tomatoes and did up a red sauce and then made tortillas for Mexican lasagna.
Nice.
A queso fresco and oh, dude. Yeah.
We love Mexican representation. We love
Steve
that.
was more gaunt when I met him.
It's true. I'm fat now.
There was a suggestion that we don't show so many chihuahuas and sombreros riding tacos and burritos, like flying on them magically. They want more German shepherds riding bratwursts. Yeah, we are approaching October.
You gotta watch out when you use them German shepherds and you wear jeans. That
Right. Yeah. No, let's not put cop dogs on the. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
German shepherds are narcs. We all know that.
Back then, Steve thought that kratom and coffee was an actual meal, though. So he's
what?
been now.
Low budget, man.
Mm-hmm.
Low impact. You don't make a mess that way. Oh man.
Yeah, no, I saw the things where they're talking about tobacco. It fought the COVID, and we really, I smoke cigarettes. I mean, these aren't joints; it's rollies.
Yeah.
You know, like I got big old bags of American Gold, Farmer's Gold.
Right.
They want more bratwursts. Yeah.
How could you not, with the price of the price of box cigarettes at this point, like freaking $12 and $14 for a pack of cigarettes?
I haven't even looked in a while. Yeah.
Like when I grew up, I knew a lot of people that smoked 2-3 packs a day. Fucking at 14,
they were 89 cents a pack.
Right.
Fucking $6.50 for a carton.
Yeah, and now you're talking about $14 for a fucking pack, but it costs. I go and get rolling papers and this giant bag of tobacco for freaking 18. Well, it was 18. I think it went up to 20, but there's like a whole pound of freaking tobacco. It lasts forever.
I remember when people were freaking out because the price of cigarettes went over $1, and there were a bunch of people that were like, "Fucking, I'm quitting. It's too expensive."
When I worked at Interstate Detroit Diesel when I was a young mechanic, one of the guys I was smoking and the cigarettes were less than $1 a pack. And he's like, when them fucking cigarettes got up 25 cents a pack, I said, nope, that's too damn much. It's like, damn.
The rent is too damn high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was the other debate I wanted to bring up with you. How do we solve this housing crisis, and how do we get men in homes, not leasing, not renting, figuring that out?
I'm all about reopening the Homesteading Act. That's what I'm about. Like, if you want to have an actual home, here the government owns more land than everybody else. And the government can open that up to some of these seized properties, some of these open lands. You guys want a house? Go build yourself a house. We aren't even going to regulate it. And you take care of that. We're going to give you a leg up. And if you don't want a house, you want to just sit out on the street, we're also not going to continue to fund you to do that, because this is your chance to go give yourself a leg up. And I would say that honestly, there would be more people willing to do that than a person would expect, because you go around these homeless camps, some of these people set themselves up fairly elaborately. And then the camp gets raided, they tear it all down. If you let these guys, without charging them $1 billion to license everything and all this other nonsense, and then regulate it and all that crap, you let them build it out of materials that they could grab, people would put up homes.
Yeah, squatters' rights. If a big bank is foreclosed on a home, go into that home and live in there. Sure, the bank's not using it. The bank.
Well, that was the other thing with the homesteader laws. You owned a property if you were taking care of it. Yeah. So it kept all these like giant agencies from owning all the different properties because they couldn't take care of them.
Yeah. To figure that out, there's a lot of stuff on Zillow. You ever get on Zillow and just type in your address and look at your neighbors and zoom out of the map and look at the entire state of Minnesota and see what the properties are available?
Yes.
A lot more properties than there are buyers at this point.
You can look up cities that literally give away land for free for you to move to their city.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
They will literally just give you land and like build a house on this. Come live here. In a lot of those cities, the cost of living is shit.
You can exchange a turd and get a vegetable because the value of the, what do they call it? Fertilizer.
Yeah, we used to have Stoner Alley where everybody would go sit and smoke cigarettes and smoke weed in between classes and shit. Yeah, Zillow is a neat app, and there's all kinds of small towns. This is when everybody says there's no housing. What they mean is there's no housing in downtown, the main city, where that's where they want to live. That there's housing all over for super cheap. Even where I live, these places are super cheap because they're not convenient to get to because it's a little harder to live out here. Well, that's fine. It's to me, it's better than living on the streets in San Francisco, fucking laying in a pile of piss and shit.
Right.
You're talking about a fraternity house, a college campus.
No.
I was just on the University of Minnesota campus, and you were talking earlier about all the Asians there. There are a lot of Asians. Looking at the students,
Talking about they're the only ones that graduate.
Yeah,
and they absolutely, for being a minority, have really moved themselves up into the upper class. Not only do they do well in school, though, one of the reasons that they're able to progress so easily is they'll live similar to like a Mexican, where you can go into an Asian house and there's 20 fucking people living in there. And one or two ladies are making all the food for everybody, and everybody else is going off to work, and they're all combining money for the living situation, and then developing their own private money, that you could never get trying to pay to live on your own in your own apartment and whatnot. So they're really very smart about the way they do things. There's no doubt about that. Very industrious people.
we love Asians. There was a comment last week about different people's groups and which ones hang out with each other more. I don't live in the city. I go to the city maybe once a year. If I can avoid it, I try to avoid it.
Yeah, I try to avoid like actually getting out of the car, but I have to drive through San Francisco from time to time. And yeah, it's
Tell you what, there's a wizard tower. It's a witch's hat tower by a Norwegian architect. They built a water tower in Minneapolis called Prospect Park. It's the tallest point in the city. Like, here's looking up at it.
Mhm.
You know, it's like high value mail. Yeah. Big equipment. This is what we're working with here.
Okay.
Highest point in the town, and you can see, looking out, they were removing buckthorn from the park. They thought I was there to volunteer to remove the buckthorn. It's wild turkey in the park.
I did have fun in San Francisco last time I went, but it was a very specific, fixed event. Back when Rising from the Ashes, Homie Romy and Donunaki Dan were around, I went with my wife and I and those two, and this girl Dan was dating all did like a thing, and we rented one of those deals where you rent somebody's house for the day, for the weekend or whatever, Airbnb. And then we went and saw Sam Tripoli in concert, and seen the Sam Tripoli show. It was two shows, and since that was the only reason we were in San Francisco, we went to both of them. So we had a pretty good time, and then hung out with Sam and them afterwards. And then we did an architecture tour because they were very into the old world architecture type thing. So we went around and had somebody show us all the architecture of San Francisco, and there was no real old world shit there. It was all pretty garbage. Even the where the World's Fair was, that stuff looks really awesome from the highway. You know, it looks amazing from the highway, and as soon as you get up close, it looks like fucking Home Depot garden statuary. and you can tell that it was put together in a Lego brick style. So while it only took like a week to put together or put up, well, that's because they had a bunch of preformed mold pieces that they just stacked together. It's not like they built something well and lasting in a week. They just slapped together a faux, very, very large and very impressive, but very faux. It wasn't built correctly.
Yeah. I mean, I have fun every time I go to Hardly Strictly Bluegrass Festival, which is smack dab in the middle of Golden Gate Park. It's Speedway Meadows. It's fucking the polo fields. It's fun as hell every time I go. We're going again this year, 25th anniversary. It's gonna get weird, and I'm gonna hang out for it. But yeah, I don't know. If you're right. If you have a specific destination and you park somewhere where you're most likely not going to get your fucking shit broken into, then you're okay.
Find a parking garage.
It's an expensive day, but it's a good day.
Yeah, I wanted to start a business where I just bought some of those little businesses, and I was like, well, we could do a barber shop where we just charge people to shave their heads, or we just put in bathrooms and then charge people to use the bathroom. Because when you go to the city, hardest thing to find is a restroom to use if you got to use it.
That's one of the wild things about being in, at least when we were there, it was during the 2020 year, and no places want to let you use the bathroom. And even if you've bought stuff there most of the time, and they had outhouses all over the place, but they had them chained up. I'm like, you wonder why people are pissing and shitting on the street? Give them somewhere to shit and piss, maybe.
Right.
You know that they do that. That's just a human thing to do. If you drink liquid, you're going to have to pee, like the gas stations. I did it myself in San Francisco. If you're a gas station and I've gotten off of a road trip and I go to your gas station and I get gas and refreshments, it's a contract between you and I that you're going to let me relieve myself. And if your bathroom is out of order, like they all claim, I'm about to walk around behind your building and piss right on your building. That is going to happen for sure. And did.
Save a paper bag and ding dong ditch them.
Yeah. You have broken the social contract that we had where I was allowed to relieve myself while I was purchasing things here and stretching my legs, and you broke that. Well, I'm not allowing you to break that. I'm still going to go pee because that's what that's what I'm supposed to do here.
Yeah, number 1, 2, and 3. Gotta do it all.
Yeah,
at a rest stop.
Actually, no. Usually, I don't gotta poop. I'm a morning home bowl pooper. Home bowl.
I'm a pre-show pooper. I go before the show.
Well, that's good. It gets, we don't want you to be.
Keeps it regular. Yeah, Metamucil helps with that too sometimes.
That's funny. All right, let's wind it down, fellas.
Activia. How is Jamie Lee Curtis was mentioned earlier. I was going to say Freakier Fridays in theaters now, so go and support Jamie Lee Curtis and the Labubu doll lady, because she says to not go and see it. She says it's not a Christian movie. I told her I was going to bring my Labubu and my Lafufu to see Freakier Friday with Jamie Lee Curtis. And she said, oh, okay, have fun. I said, I will.
He said, I will.
I will.
Good day, sir.
I love Fridays. I love to get freaky. With Activia. Jamie Lee Curtis to stay right.
I have a trick when peeing in public. Hold your hand to your eyes like you're looking at something very far away, and anybody sees you. Like, what is he looking at?
Yeah, I do that all the time. Yeah, so long as you kind of have like, you're kind of doing a dab, you're kind of pointing off in the distance, looking up in the sky, hands free, you're done, zoop, you're done, you walk away, and everyone's like, what's in the sky? And then you get away.
See, I've been to prison. If you look at me while I'm peeing, I'll just hard look at you back. Like, why are you in the eyes? Don't look down. Eyes. In the eyes.
And with that, we'll see you guys next week.
Pinch off. Let's go.
We got Chris Miner coming in next week,
Hello,
and
Rose.
look for my Crow 777. Oh, there's Rose 777. That's hilarious. Look for my Crow 777 episode coming up. It'll be 647.
Yeah, Rose
It
said
was a banger.
647. She'll let us know. Yeah, it's only just begun. Yeah, hit play on the replay.
All right. Take care, y'all.
Watch on loop.